All right, all right, all right, all right. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, excuse me already, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing today, or tonight, should I say? This is the night after what we call Sunday, which is yesterday, which was the in the day period. This is September. Nope. Why I keep saying September? This is November 23rd, 2025. This is November 23rd, 2025. And this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth, and this is open conversation. We're here every Sunday, well, the night after Sunday, at 9 p.m. I'm here a little bit late. I had to make a run before I had to get on. So, excuse me. So, just getting on. Again, this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And the daytime was um, November 23rd, 2025. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, right now we're about to start off with the prayer. Then we'll go into whatever that we're going to speak on tonight, and we'll go from there. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, keep us in every way, and allow us to grow in your word and in your knowledge and the knowledge of your law every day, and allow us to help lead others so they can find their way as well. We ask you to forgive us, our ancestors and our forefathers, of any sins that we may have done in your time past, times today, and time may come that we may not understand or know about. We ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us as a people and as the world, as we grow into your knowledge and your understanding of the word. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father. Praise you, Almighty. Boy, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I get enough sleep during the day or just at this time. Or it's just time it's the season. We're breaking down like this. I don't know what's going on. But other than that, just want to share with everybody. Last week we did Life of Mikael, question and answer, 17 chapters number 17 and 18. That was the last we did of the story of Mikael, which is my story. And I brought it all the way till we got to Detroit. Excuse me, all of a sudden. All the way till we got into Detroit until I met my baby, as far as I can remember. A lot of things, like I said, there's a lot of things that was going on that I didn't get a chance to share because there was a lot happening. And the story lasts as long as it did. So right now, G1, which is in tonight, he's on Zoom. And he was the one who made me ask or shared that I should come about with the story. I was calling it the life of Mikael, question and answers. So now that I'm done, I was wondering if there is, excuse me, man. Oh boy. Hope I ain't catching the itis. I did eat about an hour ago, if it was that. But hope the itis ain't coming down on me. But other than that, G1, if you're in, if there's any questions you like to ask or concerning anything you like to know that I can go back on or talk about, or you ask me about that you can remember about my life story, we'll go from there if you like. If not, we just pick up and just go with whatever conversation that the creator would bring for us to talk about. But if you got anything on your mind about any part from Detroit to Germany to Mississippi to Atlanta to coming back here, anything you want to talk, you can talk randomly as well for whatever you remember. You don't have to go in order, and we can just talk about whatever it is that you may want to know, and then because this will help me as well as in some stuff I'm trying to bring out or I would want to remember according to the story as well, according to my story, that is. So if there's anything you'd like to say, you're welcome to come on, just share the info, share what you like to say, or ask the question you like to ask, shall I say. So I'm waiting on G. If not, I don't know anything else to, let me see, if anything the Father bring to my mind to speak on, I'll probably do a small recap on what I shared yesterday on right to it too. What I shared yesterday, as I was sharing about the punishment of David. Uh, um, it was the prophecy of David's punishment, which I did yesterday on the Sabbath, which was 2 Samuel chapter 12. And that was in 2 Samuel chapter 12, and we were talking about his punishment. And I was talking about that certain things that had happened that in the story, according to 2 Samuel chapter 11 and 2 Samuel chapter 12. 2 Samuel 11 is when David slept with Uriah's wife, right? He slept with Uriah's wife, and as he slept, no, and he knew who she was, right? He knew because he inquired, and this is what we all supposed to do. We all supposed to inquire about something or someone. Now the two main women that I inquired of, which was my two best relationships that I had, the two one I inquired was Joanne and also my children in Germany, children's mother in Germany, which is Karen. I inquired about them, and when I inquired about both of them, people, not just one or two, but individuals, people said that both of them was good women. They didn't cheat. They was loyal. They were loyal women, and not at the same time, but when I asked it in the time that was, so I asked about Karen when I was there. I seen her. I liked her. I thought she was cute. I thought she was fine to me. And when I was asking about her, people would say, "Man, no, she faithful. She loyal. She faithful, and things like that." Same thing with Joanne. When I inquired about her, they said the same thing about her, and that she was loyal and she was a Christian. She was serious about her faith or what she was in, So, but and me and Joanne, we got the conversation, and it wasn't just about being a Christian church. She was just serious about the word, and that's what really draw us, and that's our foundation. Me and Joanne's foundation. Karen, I just liked her. I seen her, and I wanted to get to know her, and we built a relationship. And then that's what happened with Karen in Europe, you know. So other than that, this why I got on that point. I said a recap because I was talking about David when he slept with Uriah's wife, in 2 Samuel chapter 11 when he went and inquired of her, and like I say, women are vulnerable to power. Let me put it like that. Women are vulnerable to power. If a woman sees power, she's gonna go for most of them anyway. I can say all of them. Most of the females, should I say? I put it like that. Most of the females gonna go for the power. They're gonna go for what they think is most of the females out here today. Majority of the ones on the internet that's talking, even if they just being blogged, the whole thing is talking about for nothing. Let me just say, majority of the women of today is materialistic and money hungry. A lot of our people, men like that as well. So the reason I say that is because this is of the curse of the woman. And not the curse of the system, which is the Satan, but the curse of the woman. which is verse 16, Genesis 3:16. And how I seen a difference, I was sharing this Monday, or shall I say on Mika's Not the Truth, which is this past Monday in history. And as I was sharing, it hit me like a boom. Let me understand. It's 2 points here. And in Genesis chapter 3, verse 16, Genesis 3, verse 16 states, it says, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. A lot of people don't even realize that this is talking about in this day and time as well. Number one, let's break it down as we go. I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. Number one, majority of the women don't have a man in their house. The women have a spirit of jealousy on them because in our culture, we had more than one woman. In our culture, we could have, not only could have, we could get more than one woman. And it was accepted. But see, this is sorrow. This is part of sorrow. They only want a man to themselves. Majority of the time, they don't make their man happy, majority of the time, because they're always complaining. Matter of fact, I just watched MTR. I just got through watching MTR before I came up to get on. And he was showing this comedian, this brother doing, a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the post. If I can remember, I don't forget, I'm going to put it in the post. He, and also I'm going to put it on Facebook too. I'm just going to put it on my page. But MTR was playing this brother, and this brother, he was mainly just talking about happiness and peace. Women wants to be happy, men wants to have peace. And everything he said was on point. It was on point. So I'm going to put that in here. So I'm talking about the curse right now and the 2 points of the curse. And that just hit me on MTR. I just got to watch before I came up. But still, going into the whole situation with what happened with David is the reason why I'm bringing this up and start talking about it. So let me give you this point of the breakdown, as I'm saying, when it says, and unto the woman, he said, which the Creator said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. And like I said, majority of the women don't have a man in the house to help raise the children nowadays, right? Nowadays, they're quick to talk against the man. They don't have no covering to cover them, to help them, right? This is where the sorrow comes. And greatly will greatly multiply sorrow and thy conception, right? And thy conception. Greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And that's still a part where the man is not there. In sorrow, they're going to bring forth children. A lot of times these women don't know who the husband or the man is, should I say, not husband, who the man is that they're having the babies by, because they're out here being promiscuous. That's the word. Promiscuous. Or just whores. That's the real true word. Or they're just being whores. They don't want to accept the word, but that's what it is. They're just being whores, out here laying with any and anybody just to have some fun. And they bringing forth children that they don't even, why we have so many in the Maury show? A lot of women coming, they don't know who the father is. This is your child. And a lot of times say this, you're not the father. How does it make them look on national TV? See what I'm saying? National TV. This is embarrassing. And this is what I mean by sorrow. All this, and look, I try to break down stuff so y'all can see things in today's time, where you can really get a good look and see how far we have fallen from being people on high. Every nation knew that we held the crown when it came to being next to the creator of all creation. But we fell to the lowest of the low. We, as a people. And we don't even know it. We're too busy trying to be like everybody else instead of standing tall with dignity and standing on how, and who we should be. And that's the problem. But all this was part of the curse of the woman for the system, right? All this was the curse of the woman towards the system. Now the woman that's of the man and with Yah, with the Creator. The second half says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. Now this is for the woman that loves their husband. That's who their desire going to be towards. That's the blessing in the curse. Your desire going to be towards your husband, and he shall rule over thee. And when it says rule, the way people think rule is like with an iron fist. Boom. No, I don't mean like that. It means that he's going to be over you, he's going to control everything, and he's going to be the one's the overseer. Not like you don't have your purpose, because you have your place with the man, but the man get the last say so. Why? Because he's going to be blamed anyway. I share that all the time. Anytime a man and a woman break up, the first thing I ask the man is, what did you do? Not knowing if the woman messed up. What did you do? Y'all tell me, am I lying? What did you do? And he, but I ain't did nothing. And that would tick me off, just the fact you asked me what I did just because of what you think. So that right there tells a lot. And the reason I shared that is because the same thing is going on today is the same. I'm going to share this again. Same thing going on today is what David tried to do. But these women are more culprit at it in this day and time. Because at that time, David tried to get Uriah to go and sleep with his wife so she can claim the baby. So he can claim the baby. Tell me that ain't going on today and how many people got caught up in that. The truth always comes out. The truth always comes out. If it don't come out one way, it comes out another. It comes out where the father ended up finding out the child is not his because they had to have a blood transfusion, unless they had to have some type of organ donated. Anything to show anything can happen. Even if the father decided to take and go get a DNA test just because he had a spiritual thought that really waking up, let me go see if this child is mine. Let me go and take him. And they go, he ain't got to sneak, he just took him. He ain't sneak to do nothing. He just took the child to go check and see if this child is his. He wanted to get a DNA test. Because your spirit is going to tell you something from within. Y'all don't know how the Creator work. The Creator will show you things that you need to know. A lot of times these women be thinking they're getting away with something for years. Process of time, things will show. That's what David tried to do. David tried to send Uriah on over there. Go on over with your wife. Come on out the field. Befriend him. Hey, how you doing? How did the he probably wasn't paying no attention to him. He probably, man, how did the war go? How did things go? I'm saying probably. I ain't gonna say he did or didn't. I'm just saying probably, man, I better go ahead and get him on over to the house. Man, I got his wife pregnant. Man, you know what I'm saying? In the mind. Remember the time David Chappelle was sitting at the table and everybody around the table, they sitting up having a meeting and somebody's mind is one person think about money, somebody think about being with somebody and all other kind of stuff. People's minds ain't on what and that's what David probably was. He probably was befriending them, asking them questions, but wasn't paying no attention because he thinking about his wife over there pregnant. Let me send him on over there so he can get and get her pregnant. He can lay down with his wife. He been out there in the field fighting and battling. Next thing you know, he didn't go. Pulled him in here with him another night. Stayed with him the next day. Excuse me. Conversate with him. Sat down there drinking with the king. I'm having fun with the king. We having drinks and I'm getting drunk. But his mind was still on Israel, and they're out there fighting, which was of the Creator. Which was of the Creator. Which was of the Creator. Good and well, if a man is what's going on, Gus Gad, you can make it. If a man is at war, and he comes out of the field. You mean to tell me he ain't gonna want to go home and be with his woman? That tells you that when David sent him and he didn't go, and his mind was more on the battlefield, did you know that was of the Creator? The Creator was on Uriah's mind. Like, you know, he going home now. I want you to stay here. Next thing you know, he woke up next day. David befriended him again, got drunk. They didn't get sit down and got drunk. He didn't got drunk with the king. Next day, he said, okay, let me write this letter out. I want you to go give this to Joab. Took the letter to Joab. Joab looked at it, put Uriah in the heat of the battle until he died. He wrapped it up. Okay. All right, I need you to do this, Uriah. I need you to get with the rest of these guys here. We're gonna go in and we're gonna do this and that. That was his order from the king. And when he passed, when he died, he sent a messenger back letting them know what happened, but also what you wanted. That's what ended up happening. So by that happening, David had that man murdered, and David took his wife. But the Creator let a process of time go by, because what happened after she mourned for her husband, after she found out he passed, Bathsheba, she mourned for her husband. Then after her mourning, David said, come on, let her come over. That probably a year. You don't know how long that was. David said, go ahead and tell her, come on over here. She'll be my wife. I'll take care of her. Nobody knew except for the ones that went to get her and bring her. Next thing you know, she became his wife. Now, all of a sudden, now she had the baby. The baby got sick. Creator told him that baby is not going to live. Told him before it came. Well, not told him before it came. Told him after the situation happened. Because the baby probably was already born. But it was a process of time. After the process of time, the baby got sick, died 7 days. The baby was sick for 7 days. David didn't eat. He didn't eat or drink. He sat down, he laid down, and he fasted 7 days. Now, he could have been drinking, but he didn't eat anything. 7 days. And after he perceived that the child was dead, he got up, cleaned himself up, put some anointing himself, went to go pray first, went to the Creator. I guess he went to the Creator to pray and ask for forgiveness for the things that he did. That's what he had to do, because if you know you're wrong about something and you serious about the Creator, you're going to go and do what David did. That's the end of the story. That a lot of people don't even recognize, don't even say. He went and prayed and talked to the Creator. The Creator forgave him. But what Nathan told him, he didn't go back on it. He said, this going to happen. All these things going to happen. But he ended up, Creator forgave him. And that's the only time that you can really see in the story that David really did something evil. That's the only time you can really see in the story about David, until we come up on anything else, that David did something evil. And I still say, Uriah was one of the nations that was supposed to be gone. And even though he had that done to him, Uriah was a just man in Israel. That's why David got punished. Because even though he was a Hittite, he was still just, because he turned to the laws, he loved Israel, and he turned to Israel. So this is the reason why we are going to be the heads over the earth. And all other nations are going to follow us, because we are going to be the kings and princes and princesses over other nations in the earth in due time. But until that time, we got to get ourselves right. So all the examples is here in the book. The things that happened back then is going on right now. Just like I shared with you, when David tried to send Uriah home to go have sex with his wife, to claim the baby that he put in her, same thing today. These women are having children by men, and they're blaming the guy that they with. Okay. Well, can't get you now. They're blaming the guy that they're with and trying to say that that's their baby. And they didn't have sex with somebody else, and they're having them to claim that baby. And a lot of the time, the women know it. You got a lot of time the women don't know who the baby's father is. They just trying to claim a man to have the baby. This is the wickedness in the land. This is the women that's more of the system than it is for the man. Because if you for the man, you're gonna follow the creator's way of life. The creator said a woman and man, when they come together, they're gonna cleave together. And they're gonna do his laws his way because they're gonna start following the laws. But these women of today, they're say the system is their husband. The system is their husband, and this is who they're married with. This is who they're in the bed with. System giving them money. They give them Section 8. They give them everything that they need. That's who they're married to. So when you look at the serpent is the system today, whether people get that or not. But I just wanted to share that point because I thought Jim was going to come in and share something. Gus, is there anything that you want to share or talk about at the moment? This is open conversation.
Hey,
We can talk about certain, and if we go into the laws or anything like that, we only can go so far into that information because remember that's mostly private, but we can talk on across some of the information if you like. Whatever it is you want to talk about, this is open conversation tonight.
all right. Let me say this, bro. What we was talking about, you asked me about that video, right?
Oh, the video I played today, yeah. You can add, yeah. Talk to me.
So I watched it, and because at the time I spoke with you, I had just saw the first part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, when I seen the part, this one I called you. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I don't know. Um, as I spoke to you today.
Hold on, Gus, real quick. Let me do this since you're sharing that point. Let me say this real quick. Okay, everybody. My brother Gus. I seen a video this rising like I woke up, and this is brother who's sharing information about It's this brother. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. It's a Facebook link, and I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put it in the link or in the post. All the posts before the night's over. But what happened is that I seen a link today, and this brother was sharing that. He was just sharing. He said that he seen in the. It was made. I don't know if it was made by law, because I can't. If I could play it now, I can't. But all my devices is being used, so I can't play anything on it to find it right now. But what the brother said was he was talking about. He was talking about get into your nationality or recognize your nationality before 2026. Because if you don't, you're going to be locked in as a citizen, which is a slave. A citizen is a slave, like I always share, and being sovereign is free. So he was just saying that you're going to be locked in and you won't be able to claim your nationality. That's what he said. Claim your
Right.
nationality before 2026. So when I seen that, I took that post and I took that post and I added what I'm doing to share if anybody's willing to get to learn who they are on a private note. Like I said, this is privacy, so I can only give you so much. So if you want to move into the private, I was just sharing on my behalf on what it is that we doing compared to, and in the video he offers some solutions. So I
Right.
just mainly put it out there because I'm out here trying to let people see and know what's going on. So when it came up, I shared it. Now go ahead, my brother Gus, and share what you was
You
about to
you
say.
know, uh, he said he had been sharing that with the people since 2013. Getting your proper position, and it just remind me. One, I'm grateful that I came in contact at the season that I came in contact with this information. And like anything else, even if the creator is trying to get something to you, all right, he'll take you on a path. Now you don't know what to look for, this, that, and the third, but when you step into it, he's with you, you will recognize. And so in just the fact that I'm here today, right? I recognize there are things that I need to become aware of. And I appreciate, being here to be, taught uh, my proper position in this matter. And that information, just the brother sharing, uh, was a reminder to me, you know, get it right. And even when we was, chopping it up today, obviously, if each one is teaching one, uh, fact that you have traveled this pilgrimage and you have personal experiences, right? That goes a long way. Oftentimes you will find out a person that knows something, like a teacher, is good, not a good teacher because they headstrong or they know everything from reading. When
Right.
you have personal experiences, right? It puts you in a different playing field because everything might not be, we might not be able to decipher it from just reading it. But when you go through it,
Different story, ain't it?
it's a whole different story. So uh, it, it, I'm playing catch up, brother. That's all.
Hey, it's all right, bro. As long as you where you need to be.
Absolutely.
You're right where you need to be because, like I said, like I tell, I made a promise to the Creator, and my promise to the Creator that if anybody, if you brought me to the truth, I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. When the
Mhm.
Father gave that same saying back to me, that was in 80, that was in 95. Before I went to my spiritual awakening, when I said it. In 2005, it was either 2005 or 2006, but I believe it was in 2005 when I was on the train in Atlanta and I was just feeling sad because I was on there sharing information. After it came back to me to get up and speak, but maybe a few months later, weeks or months later, I'm feeling sad because I'm trying to warn the people and tell them what I know. Spirit told me, you said if I brought you to the truth, you put in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the
Right,
world to accept it or reject it. Right
right,
then, I was like, okay, my hands is clean. Long as I'm doing my job, I ain't got nothing to worry about.
right. Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So as long as I'm doing my job, I don't worry. So in our last conversation when you was on the phone with with the other two brothers, I ain't gonna say no name.
Right,
When us four was on the phone, those two, you and me, when we all was on the phone together, like I said, listen, I'm not here to convince you, and I just let them know right there, I ain't here to convince nobody. I told y'all what I went through. You trying to tell me about what somebody did in the past and all. You keep talking about past stuff. I'm telling you what I went through, what I experienced.
right,
And I'm the first partaker. I'm not going to take you through something and going to try to say, okay, let me see what that's going to happen to them, see before I do it. No, I went through it. I beat all my court cases. I'm the one who went through the stuff I'm telling you about. And also, like I shared in the story, when I had both my tail lights was gone. All you can see is two bulbs and my license plate in the back. Two bulbs and the license plate. That's all you saw. And I was wondering why the cops would come by me and zoom, zoom, get behind me, ride for a minute, zoom, ride for a minute. They running my plates, zoom. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. So that was about 2 weeks. I said, let me go, because I hadn't paid no attention. I stopped and went back and looked, and I said, dang, somebody done bust off both my tail lights. I knew who it might have been, but I can't see who it was because I didn't see it.
right.
But my thoughts is, okay, the only person I know I had a conversation with is this dude that I was getting ready to get with. But
Right.
certain things happen. So we had moved. We moved. We made it was in the processing time of us moving. Next thing you know, when I looked, I said, okay. So I waited 3 months before I went to pull apart to put some tail lights on. 3 months. I'm looking at them at least 2 to 3 times a week, maybe, or more, or if 2 or 3 times a day. Them cops get behind me, pew, get behind me, read my plates. See, I ain't got no tail lights. Read my pew. I'm like, man, that was after I did what I did. That's all I'm gonna say on that point. But
Right.
that's what I did when I'm trying to tell everybody what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
But people are too quick to try to talk against something not knowing what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That.
So my main thing is I go with what I like I always say, I go with what I know, not what I believe, not what I think, and not what I thought. If I experienced it, I can tell you about it. If I
Right.
didn't experience, I'm not gonna sit up and try to tell you about something I don't know nothing about. Somebody asks me questions all the time about stuff I don't know. I say, well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I tell them that quick. I don't know nothing about that. I never
Right.
went through that. But if I went through it, I'll tell them about it. I'll tell them about stuff that I've seen or something like that. I give them that point of view. But if I've been through it, I can tell you about it.
Absolutely.
And for the brother that kept telling me, well, bro, this person did this and that person did that, and that didn't happen for them, that's because they didn't do it right. But you can't
Right.
talk on their behalf. I said, bro, I asked them that when I had the conversation with them.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit up and tell something. If I sit up and have a conversation with you, if I tell you what I'm saying, if I tell you that I talked to him, I'm not gonna lie on that person.
Right.
And that's not me. I'm not gonna lie on that person. Now I asked that person if I didn't know, but I would have been already asked them to let him know since you bringing it up. But you trying to bring up something here and stuff in the past. I'm telling you about something going on right now. But it is what it is. See, I understand uh uh I understand. I'm gonna say it like this. I understand spirits. Not saying
Right.
the individual is this way, but it's spirits that's dealing with the individuals. Because if you got somebody that's trying to throw negativity to try to throw everybody else off, and they may not realize that what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. Because that same energy could jump on somebody else. They'll be like, well, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to get with that. That's why I had to come in and tell you I experienced, but you're talking about somebody else that ain't even here and that
Right.
we had a conversation with. I'm right here. Why didn't you ask me?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but I had to make that known because I ain't gonna talk about something I don't know. But I tell you, if I know something, I'm gonna tell you about it. If I don't know, I say I'll find out. I'll check it out. I'll look it up.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up and try to down something that I don't know nothing about.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you asked the question because I'm definitely gonna put it in my post. When people go and see it, they're gonna understand the situation.
Hmm.
Time is now. A lot of people don't know we in prophecy right now, and they don't even understand. And another thing, on the same note, since we talking about it, uh, uh, I ain't saying no names, but I'm just gonna say the brother said. So what do you think about XRP, Bitcoin, and all this other electron? Now I'm gonna say this. I'm saying this so everybody needs to be aware and understand where I'm coming. Why I'm saying what I'm about to say. Now I'm bringing this up for a purpose, right?
Right.
I'm not saying no names, but I'm saying this up for a purpose for all you out there who is so into the system's financial situation, or you know what
Right.
I'm saying. So I'm put the reason I'm saying this. It's not to say it against what the brother's saying, but it's a purpose why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So for all you out there, because the brother said, well, what do you think about, we got to have the money, we got to do this, we got to do that. I said, bruh, I let him speak about the XRP, Bitcoin, whatever kind of all this stuff that's dealing with the financial situation that's going to electronic, right?
Right.
I make sure I let this be known. So I'm doing this on I'm recording this so everybody can understand where I'm going. So if they ever come across it, they can see it for themselves. Excuse me. So all this electronic stuff. So I asked the brother, I said, he said, well, we got to get the money. Everything is moving from this and it's going to that. All they're using trillions of dollars to go from the dollar and all this other stuff going to the electronic currency. I said, okay, let me ask you a question. If the electricity go off, how you going to be able to access that currency? You can't. Exactly. You can't,
Exactly.
you can't get something you can't get to.
Right.
So if all this stuff is probably electronic currency, and then they just decide to click off the lights,
Right.
where's your money then? What you gonna use then? I said the Creator gave us land, air, and water. That's our wealth. You have
Right.
land for your foundation to grow your crops and stuff on, to put your house on. You have water to drink and water your crops and water your animals and stuff like that. And the air will we live off of. That's law. Land, air, and water.
Right.
But the people have been programmed to the money. That's the system. That's the Romans way. Even in the New Testament said that you can't have two masters. You can't serve the creator and mammon. The creator is law, land, air, and water. Mammon means money. Mammon is money. So everybody, and I'm not saying don't use money, don't make money. We need that in this days and time because of the system that we're in. But the
Right.
point is, if that's all your mind is at, and you ain't got yourself set over here in the freedom, and all you over here is about the money, 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 you ain't trying to get yourself free, which one you gonna be dealt with when the time comes? You ain't free. That money
So
you got belongs to the system. They
so
think it
under
belongs to them. It
right.
belongs to the system. Number one is because you haven't gotten your proper status to get what belongs to you. That's why.
And
But
so
being free gets you what you're supposed to have.
absolutely.
You see what I'm
So,
saying? But it's
so
hard trying to deal with people that their mind is set on the funds. It's just like this. The money is here, and you keep reaching for it. No, it's doing just like this. It's doing just like this. You can't catch it. You keep running after it. You ain't gonna never catch it. How many MLMs do people get in and they still where they was? They may have gotten an inch further than where they was, but they ain't got to where they thought they was. Next thing you know, they jump from that MLM to another MLM or to another, I ain't gonna say
yeah.
Ponzi scheme or whatever it is. The whole thing is people running after money so much, they're too busy doing this and they don't get as much as they getting. They may get a handful.
Right.
Well, I benefit a little bit off of it, but where's your actual benefit? Why are you still doing it? Why aren't you using that one thing to get you to what you need to be?
Well, if I understand you correctly, right, uh, get in your proper position, right? I mean, in fact, the whole system is using financial instruments, right, to extract our money, right?
Yeah, you go.
So, is that not most valuable because there's a system being used against us where they double dipping on our money that we only got access to. Because one, you don't know you have it. It's been so taboo.
There you go.
Okay, you hear about it. It sounds okay, like it's something over there, but you don't know about it because you never experienced it. So out of sight, out of mind.
There you go.
Go right back to the carrot that y'all dangle in front of my face. All right, keeping your mind off of the keeping the main thing. The main thing.
There you go.
Main thing is getting your status corrected, and there's a whole smorgasbord. This is how I perceive it.
You own it, bro. You own it.
A smorgasbord over here, and again, I listen. Uh, I just trust God ain't bring me this far, and why it's such so paramount for me to do these steps that of myself, I don't know, but I've been drawn to the information at a visceral level, but it just makes sense. And that's the part that, you know, if many are called and few are chosen, right? Okay, so that means this whole group of people are going over to this direction, right? And a few break off.
That's what. There you go, bro. Those few, those few. If we say many are called, the only ones that's chosen are the ones who stick with the program. The few that's chosen is the ones who was called. The ones who break off is the ones who ain't called. They were called, but they chose not to keep on the. It said the race is for it's not for the swift or the strong, but for those who endure until the end. So
Right.
that's the race is for those who are called, but the ones who don't endure, they're the ones who fall off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do.
I wouldn't say it was up to I am the one over here on YouTube Live. What's going on, my bro? I am the one. I think I know who that might be, but I don't know exactly. But I think I know who that is. But yeah, bro. But the whole thing is, hey, my conscience is clear. All I know is that I done brought it to the people. I done put
Right.
it out there. For whoever it's for, let them come. Whoever it don't, let them won't. I ain't worried about it. My conscience is clear, bro. I'm doing what
Right.
I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm glad that last conversation, I think more than anything, that last conversation we had kind of really what you tell me, and that was my thought, but I want you to tell me what really caught your attention within the last 2 to 3 conversations that I think we had today. Cause I know we talked once or twice.
So that that conversation when we had, a few of us was on the line, right?
Right.
Um, this how I saw it. Okay, you know, of course you had uh parties on the line that had correlations with who had certain information that he wanted to rebuttal in reference to what we was talking about. And it was almost like he was trying to make a point and prove something that wasn't really even necessary. So, when you talk about that spirit, you know, I can understand because I felt the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Really? You caught it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could just because listen, I don't know what so and so did over there.
There
All
you
right.
go.
You come over here, right? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I'm gonna tell you what I went through. And I'm gonna tell you how it happened.
Right.
My only goal in telling you what I experienced, because see, I now know, all right, but I'm hoping to give it in you some hope and some understanding, even though you don't know,
Right.
because you weren't telling me about what somebody else done told you. All right.
Right.
That means you don't know. And so now I'm playing tug of war with two bits of information. One can't even counter and give his 2 cents what he did or what he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
That he shared, an adverse situation with regards to handling matters with, the context of what we was talking about.
Right. That's it. That's it. But it all was shown at the end though, wasn't it?
And I think, you know what though, and so hold on. When you kept asking me to read, right? You kept asking, you said read, and I'm reading, but and then we got to certain parts. Now, what did that say?
There you go. Come on.
I say. So it's talking about staying in honor.
Thank you, bruh. You own it.
It's talking about staying in honor. All right. And so how you conduct yourself is everything.
There you go.
So and so if I don't know nothing else, and I'm gonna tell you, it kind of I done dealt with some things because you know what though, I got a tendency, right? You know, I don't like to go there, so don't take me there.
Right.
And that comes from some baggage from my childhood, right?
Yep. I understand.
What though? Will get me in trouble every time? Me.
Every time, that's who it is, ain't it?
Look. You know what though? And you know, and even still today, right? It's one of the most challenging things because it's like I got this streak, and if something come off incorrectly, I got to deal with it, and I deal with it how I knew how to deal. And
Right.
when as I'm reading, right, and it's talking about uh, uh basically
On
telling your emotions.
right. Come on.
It, bro, it was speaking to me because you know, oftentimes just in dealing with peers,
Yep.
I can lose it, and when you lose honor,
You lose control. You lose
that's
control, you lose honor.
yeah.
But
So
but but you know something, bruh? What I'm glad is the fact that when you read that information, it stuck with you. That's the reason why I got it in the calendar. Just
right,
so they can always have that to remind themselves of what they need. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Stand on the dot.
You gotta stay in honor and you gotta stay. This is the purpose of the person who sits in that office. Because we are like kings and queens, princes and princesses. We gotta hold ourselves to a higher standard. We're
Right,
not these ignorant people in the street gotta, yeah. That's not us. That makes
right,
you in dishonor and puts you in their jurisdiction.
right, right.
Yep. So, bro, I'm glad you shared that information. I'm glad you brought that up because that needed to be said, that needed to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be shared because I don't know how many people have to come on and look at it, but some people do. But this information is very important, and people don't know how short it is. And prophecy is happening. Prophecy
Right.
is happening. Prophecy, and people just don't know where we are today. They just living life, doing what they doing. They out here like a butterfly or like the grasshopper, just flying and just eating up grass and doing whatever they doing, and don't know winter's coming.
Don't know when it's coming up.
Winter,
Don't know. And you know what though? I made a point, you know, after I got off work today, and normally I work second shift, but today I just volunteered to go in. I went to work for like 4 hours, right?
mm-hmm.
I was off early, and my main goal was to study, just the study, and most importantly, study myself, man, and
There you
understand.
go, bruh.
You know what though, my thoughts and what I say to myself, and you know, and just to sit quiet with me, no TV or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I had that time with myself, but we had that conversation, right? And I'm pity back. I'm looking at standing honor. And man, it's so many principles there when you just understand that right there, stand in honor. It's almost like when you conduct yourself, okay, you could be in the perfect, you could be absolutely right about what you're saying, but when you lose honor, you now are looked at unjustly.
There you go. You right.
Okay, and so, uh, I mean that, and I know that. I have failed in that arena many times over. And you know what though? I've been around the planet too long to be an old fool. You know what I'm saying? So there come a time when you just gotta get, you know what though? Eh, Look at yourself.
There you
Because
go.
in the room, everything, this ain't nobody but you, the man in the mirror,
You know what I
and so
always say, bro? When you're pointing the finger, you got three pointing back. That's why I always watch what I say, watch what I do. And a lot of times that we can be in a conversation and I just try to watch what I say and try to carry myself in a certain type of way to where I'm understanding what's going on. And a lot of times we all need to be corrected. You know what I'm saying?
true.
We all need. I don't think that I'm all right in everything that I do. But what I do know is that when if I speak on something, I know what I'm talking about.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, in the position that I say I am, I feel like I have to say it. I feel like I'm in the father's position because if I'm trying to share something with you, I'm a dancer, I'm a choreographer, and I'm a teacher. The way
right,
I share it and I teach it where you can catch it, where you can get it, and you can understand it, and you can move with it. I teach people to where you can teach others. That's where I teach. Even my dance moves, my routines, and when I teach people in simplicity where you can teach others. So if I
right,
teach you like that, I'm going to teach you to help others learn.
right.
So that's
Absolutely.
where I am. Now, if people don't choose to be, they, like I said, you can do what you want to do, keep it moving. We over here, we doing it like this.
Hmm.
And I had to share this. What day was that? I think I shared this last week. With the group on that night, on Tuesday night. I was just sharing with them. I was like, that's just like this is my house. This Zoom, this is my house. I pay for this Zoom. And I'm not saying, well, you gotta do what I say do. But no,
Right.
you're not gonna disrespect me and you're not gonna disrespect the platform because
Absolutely.
if you in my house, it's just like coming to my actual house and disrespecting me in my house. You ain't coming to my house disrespecting me. Either you
Absolutely.
come in with respect, we can still have a conversation in respect, and then leave it at that. But you trying to come in, and
Right.
then it was a brother that came in and out, and came in. I said, hold on, bro, hold on, let me share something with you. I said, that's just like going in and out my house, bro. If you're gonna come in, you're gonna stay. You don't be coming
Right.
in and going. I did try to give me an excuse, but I said, no, bro, it ain't about that. If you're gonna stay, stay. If you're not, I'm not letting you back in. He left.
Right.
I don't know if he dropped or not, but it left. He left. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if his thing may have dropped. I don't know. But I didn't let him back in. He was texting me because I was only doing Zoom that day. Text
Right.
me, let me back in. My phone dropped. I said, no, you have to wait till next week, bro. I ain't say nothing. I was saying to myself, you just gonna have to wait till next week because I just said I'm not playing.
Right.
I don't play, man. Don't take my niceness for weakness or
Right.
my kindness for weakness. I don't
A-
play.
Absolutely.
So I don't think he came back since then, but he got the information today, so he might be back, he may not, but he's already in the group learning other information elsewhere. But the way they teach, from what I'm hearing, uh, the stuff that I'm sharing, he should have been got. And the
Right.
way I give it, he gonna get it a lot better. But hey, I let people be where they are, stay where you are. Hey, you over there? I ain't got time for drama over here. And another thing, like I said with another brother, don't waste my time. If I'm sharing something with you for free. People paying you paying other people to get the information and they draining you purposely. I'm giving you
Right.
information for free.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the creator gonna whoop you if you take this information and go take it and try to get paid off of it. The creator gonna believe me, bro. It's things that I can share with you that has happened in my lifetime where people did to me and try to do around me and try to play things.
Right.
The creator get them, bro, and I don't worry about it. For real. One of my boys when I was in Atlanta, we was working for this one job together. I think I shared this last week as well. We was working on this job together. Matter of fact, he helped me get the job, but I was working in the warehouse because I was the manager over the warehouse. I rehabbed the whole warehouse. I put the cabinet because it was a cabinet business. So I put
Right.
cabinets, the counters, the countertops, the refrigerator, stoves, and all that other stuff, appliances and counters and all that stuff. I put everything together in a certain area, labeled them up and everything. Because I did that a long time ago back in Detroit before I left Detroit. I was young, one of my first jobs I did. And I rehabbed that. So I was used to it. So this when I was in Atlanta. Did that here, but it was this dyke. Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a butch dyke, but a nice looking female dyke. You know what I'm saying? She was dressed like a female. She was just with the mentality of a dude, you know.
Right.
So but she always had a problem with me for some odd reason. I ended up transferring and going to the spot where my boy was at. Now I'm the warehouse because they needed somebody to straighten their warehouse up after I did that one. I ended
Right.
up going there. Everything was cool. The whole group, everybody was cool there. We was there for about maybe half a year, maybe about half a year, what have you. Next thing you know, the guy he ended up getting a job somewhere else, transfer, what have you, the manager, what have you. Then this young Caucasian female came pregnant, and she was a friend of the dyke that I was just telling you about. She was a
Mm-hmm.
friend of the dyke. Now I ain't had no problem with her, but she came there specifically with a problem against me. I ain't had nothing to do with her. It had nothing, we heard that her and her was good friends, but she
Right.
came there specifically trying to get rid of me. I done fixed up the warehouse and everything. What and something happened where I ended up not working there no more because of her. My boy said, my boy Mitch, don't you want to see what's gonna happen? I said, I ain't gotta see nothing. I know the creator gonna get her. Don't you want to see though? I want to see it. I said, I ain't gotta see it. I know the creator gonna get her because what she did is unjust and whatever it is, I just knew the creator gonna get her. She had the baby. She was a kid. She came bloated. After she had a hard pregnancy. The baby came out deformed. It was several different things that he came back and told me. I never saw the girl, never seen her, didn't care to. But
Right.
he came back with message to me, let me know about what happened with and to her during her pregnancy and the situation. I didn't wish nothing on her, but see, you don't mess with the creators. I'm just gonna say it: the creator's anointed. You don't mess
Right.
with those that the creator has anointed or has his favor on them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
That's right.
I don't worry. And when people and the stuff that I'm doing, that people try to take it and go sell it, watch what happened to them.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Because I made a promise to the creator what I was going to do, and then you're gonna by doing what I'm doing, you're gonna see that I'm that Mikael in Daniel 12 and that Mikael in Revelation 12. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this real quick because we're about an hour and 2 minutes in right now. So hold on for a minute. I'm gonna pause this, but other than that, just still want to share with everybody, like I just said, that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. So we get ready to pause this real quick on pause Zoom. We're ready to pause you Zoom, and we're gonna be right back with part two in a few moments before we get too late up in the game. This is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation tonight, and this is every Sunday we have open conversation, and we'll take it from here. So I'm gonna pause you Zoom. Hold on, Gus. Hold on, G1. Be right back. I want to pause you real quick and say. Like we back. This is part two, part two. Greetings, everyone. This is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation tonight. And the day was November. I don't know why September's on my mind. November 23rd, 2025. It was in that daytime. We're in the night between Sunday and Monday. So Sunday was um November 23rd, 2025. And today and this night we call Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Excuse me, that's Fight Fire with Truth. And this is open conversation where we have open conversation, open dialogue, dialogue on whatever's going on, open conversation, whatever's happening. We can talk majority about everything that you like, but when it comes to the private side, we save that. When we get deep into the private side, we save that for Tuesday nights, and that's for Zoom only for those who have sent in the NDA and they would like more information about becoming private. That's for that. But other than that, we're right here on Saturday and Assembly of the Righteous, the night after Sunday, which is Fight Fire with Truth, and tomorrow, which is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. So we just had a little small conversation a little earlier on part one. Me, my brother Gus was just sharing some information about a conversation we had a little earlier, compared to something I just put in the post, which is I call it correct your status before 2026, or before 2026, which is something that a brother shared that that is happening, and I want to share some scripture real quick that just hit me. That's what this is. That's what this is about. Coming out, coming out of the situations that we've been held in, not held in, not realizing we was held in these situations, but these have been placed upon us, and we've been in this situation since the time of Rome and Greek and Rome, since the Greek and Roman Empire. And this is what I share. I try to let people understand this system is the Roman system, and the Roman has taken over the earth. And the earth has been engulfed under the Roman system, but the people can't see it. A lot of people not paying no attention. And their fate is in their hands because it says the scripture said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Now, it's a lot of knowledge out there, but the correct knowledge is what he's talking about, which is his law, his word, and everything about the scriptures is actually talking about is for your inheritance. A lot of people don't know it, they don't get it because they've been taught amiss. But in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, 2, and 3, Zephaniah 2, verse 1, 2, and 3 says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." This is us gathering ourselves together because we're coming into our proper status. Why? Before the decree bring forth, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of Yah come upon you, before the day of Yah's anger come upon you. You see that? A lot of people don't know the Father is angry today. A lot of people don't know the Creator is angry today. Why? Because we have forsook and went against His laws, and the world is under idolatry. How is it under idolatry? I was just sharing. People love mammon more than the Creator. And what is mammon? When you look it up, mammon is money. That's where everybody's mind is at. Money, 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 money. One conversation I had this morning, this rising. The same brother I was talking about, one of the brothers I was talking about a little earlier in part one, plus a sister called me early as rising after I shared that link that I just talked about getting your status correct your status before 2026.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
this sister and this brother called me, and we had a conversation this morning, this rising. And when she heard the information, she was more like, "Man, I need to get with you. I supposed to been did this. I supposed to been did." I said, "Yeah, I've been talking to y'all about it, but they just ignore me." See, I'm that person that people just look over until it's too late. Stuff that I've been sharing all the time, but then they want to come running at the last moment.
Mm-hmm.
And not just them. I'm not just pointing these people out. A lot of people do that. My children do it. At the last moment, they want to come running when I'm already, the door is open. But just like Noah, when the doors are shut, ain't no way in, and it ain't my fault if you can't get in because you already had a chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When Noah was calling everybody, telling them to come on, and all the seven clean animals and the two unclean animals, which the world don't. If you don't read, you don't know that because you only think there's two of every animal went in, but it's seven of every clean animal and two of every unclean animal enter into the ark according to the scriptures.
Uh-huh.
See, as we just heard, and like I shared in the video, if 2026 is your last chance to correct your status. And if you don't, you'll always be an indentured servant, which is a slave, which is a citizen, and you can't change your status because you're locked in. That's going to be a sad day for a lot of people. Why? Because they choose to be like the grasshopper and the butterfly, just flapping, instead of trying to get themselves together like the ant. Get yourself, because winter's coming. Yep, winter's coming. And it's just about here. And it's going to be cold. Now, how many people got themselves together? So I gave a little demonstration about what happened with me and the position that I'm in without giving the full detail because, like I said, it's private. You can't share private information in a public status. I tried telling people this before, but they too busy. Man, well, you're supposed to do this. That's the point. People have no understanding. There's certain things that you can do, and there's certain things you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
The people in the boardroom in the president's office, what we call president, and Trump in them office, they don't let the world know what they talking about behind closed doors. That's private. When
Uh-huh.
someone is having a meeting, everybody, the world ain't invited to this meeting that this business is having. This is a business meeting. It's private. This is what people don't realize. Well, man, we should share with everybody. People ain't ready for the information. That's why it's private. A lot of people don't want to hear. They don't want to adhere, and a lot of them don't have an understanding of the reason why. And you know what? I had to come to the realization. I had to come to that realization because people don't want to listen. You can give people strict information and tell them this is how this go, this is where it's supposed to go, and they'll still do it wrong. Well, I thought I just told you this and this example. First, you got to put the pink down, and then you got to go and put the orange down. And then after that, then you're supposed to put the green down. You tell them one by one. Then the yellow goes this way. And then last but not least, the black is last. Don't forget pink, orange, green, yellow, and then black. They'll come back. Well, I'm going to put this down. That and that and that and that. Now, how did I? Now, did you go ask them? Let me see your information. Oh, okay. I put the green down, the pink, then the black, then the yellow. Then I didn't say that. I specifically said the pink, the orange, the yellow, the green, then the black. That's what I specifically said. At least I think that's what I just said as well. But when you tell people certain things, that's why we have you sign the NDA. Because when you do that, then you go start mixing stuff, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault. I told you what to do. You chose to do what you want to do. We have a lot of people that do. That's why people ain't ready. And just like Brother Gus said earlier, which I have in the information that's in your email and that's in your calendar when I send it to you. You have how to conduct yourself as a private in your private office. Let me put it like that. You have the information on how to conduct yourself in your private office. And also you have a certain rule to understand to study. That's all I mean. That's what I just give you at the beginning, besides filling out the NDA, the non NDA, non I forgot how I forgot the name. I'm saying NDA for something. I forgot the name. Non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure agreement. That's what it's called. Non-disclosure agreement. You're not supposed to disclose the information. Why? It's because it's private. And you'll find out more information once you get to that point, once you get into the class. But once you get there, you'll have a better understanding. Because a lot of people just don't listen. They don't have an honor of being in the private office. When I say honor, I'm talking about a certain point. They don't have the honor because they don't know how to code it. They don't know how to control their actions. They don't know how to control themselves when it comes to conversations and confrontations. You know, and this is like Gus, like you said, it's about studying self. Remember you said that earlier, Gus?
Absolutely.
It's about studying self. And I've been doing that for years. Now, just because you can have a conversation with going back and forth having a conversation, but it's the way the conversation it's the way the conversation run. If the conversation is going where, okay, we see what's going on and we giving facts about the conversation, what's going on, and when you start getting hypothetical, now you way out. It's like you all over the place when you hypothetical. You got to be on facts, on point, and what you know. In that same conversation, like me and Gus was sharing in part one, I talked what I knew. The other brother was talking, well, well, what if? And he talking about the past and talk about what you know in your stance and what you know. I told him what I know, and then I told him about, well, I asked him that. Well, we can't talk for him here and here. I said, we talked about it. I asked him that, and I told you what he said. Because I'm not gonna lie on him. This is what he said because I asked him because I knew, because when I asked him that, you remember this? Yeah, I remember he said that. Okay, then everything we said was still in the same conversation. And I leave it at that. We gotta start getting back to be men and start being on point of what we know and what we talking about. Cause these only if y'all recognize women the only ones, well, what if? How could? Well, they should. No, this is what it is. We on facts, on what we know, and we make it move. We move. That's men. That's what men do. Men speaks on facts. We speak on what we know. Other than that, majority of us, we got the mindset of a woman because that's who majority of our boys and young men been raised by. Women.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetical. Well, what if? What if? If was the fifth? How many times we heard that? What if was the fifth? We all to be practically drunk or at least tipsy. You know what I'm saying? I used to go, when I used to go to different places when I would sell my alkaline water and alkaline teas. I go to certain places. I'm talking to these women about this that time when I was just indexed. I wasn't in the position I'm in now, but just talking about indexing. Well, I'm telling them, well, just let's say if you were to run the red light by mistake or whatever, or run a stop sign, and you don't hit nobody. Well, what if you did? And that used to get on my nerve. What if? We ain't talking about if. That's the damage. If somebody hit you, that's the damage. That's a crime. That's the crime is the damage. If somebody hit you, hurt you, or harm you, that's the key. Not if somebody did this, there's no damage. But what if you did? And this is what I'm talking about. What if? Hypothetical. That's women. We got to get on stuff that you know, and what you be talking about. Sometimes we come across stuff that we think we know, or something that we heard, but we don't go no further into it to find out the facts in it. And that's all. And me, I tell a person, if I heard something, well, I heard this, but I don't know. But if I know something, I hear it, I can give the facts to it because I know this and that. If I know this book compared to somebody technically saying? I said, well, what did this say right here? Well, I don't know. Well, but this is what it say. See what I'm saying? Facts. And this is what we got to get back to. Other than that, it's hearsay. Oh, I heard this. I heard. No, I ain't going by what I heard. Tell me what you know. Now, if I heard something, I say, well, I heard, but I can't give you the facts on that. Now, maybe you know something that you can help me out with, and that I can get that, and I can put the facts together later. Because this is how people inquire to come to find out the truth. A lot of these cops and stuff out here, these investigators and stuff like that, they investigate. That's why it's called investigate. They investigate to put the pieces together. They don't know the facts. They don't come up with everything. Well, this is what happened. No, they're investigating and they're listening to what's being said. They can hear the lie in the conversation. When you catch the lie, okay, you didn't say that before. You said this because the truth don't change. The truth don't change. You start hearing. I remember a brother. I'm just gonna say a brother in a class. He shared some things that he was going through, and I'm just gonna type of use this as a conversation to give an understanding of what I'm saying. This brother was going through something, and he ended up getting in contact with me through another brother, and he wanted some help to try to get out of it because whatever he did, whatever was going on, and the whole thing is that how should I change this around so I don't make it look like the way it really is? Because I don't want everybody knowing the business of this brother. Don't nobody know who he is though, but just the fact. This brother get in contact with me. He tell me one story. Say, he tell me this story. Well, I was traveling and I had this beer. Let me use beer. Drink, beer, what have you. I was traveling and yeah, and I happened to get stopped by the cops. They happen to stop, they come up to my vehicle, and you know, they came up to my vehicle and I had my beer in the in my glove compartment. I said, okay. My beer was in my glove compartment, so I just left the beer in the glove compartment. My little slit small liquor can there over in there in the glove compartment. So they left and then they come back saying they want to check the car and see where my beer is at. I said, what beer? My beer. And then all of a sudden he tells another story that the beer was under the seat. The beer then fell and rolled up under the seat. But it's supposed to be in the glove compartment. Then another one is that it was on the side of them. The beer can's on the side of them, but the cops saw, but the other cops saw it. They left and came back, but they stopped me first. The first stop was intentionally for whatever reason they stopped them for us. Red light, stop, whatever it was they stopped them for, but it wasn't about the beer. All of a sudden now it's about the beer. But the key is I'm listening at the lies. You just said one thing, now you said something else. See, that's when that's how you get caught up in lies. The truth don't change. If the beer was in the glove compartment the whole time, that's what you're going to keep saying. And this is what I'm talking about. People lie. They lie to get out of what they, even though that if they wrong, and this is what I mean, accountability and responsibility. See what I'm saying, Gus, in that information we talked about?
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? Honor. This is how you supposed to be an honor. If you're doing something wrong, number one, if you something you know you ain't supposed to be doing wrong that you know that's wrong, you ain't supposed to be doing in the first place. If you caught up, that's your fault. You
Right.
know what you're not supposed to be doing, what you are to be doing. You know your rights. If it's something that you are right to do and they're just violating your rights, you got to stand up for your rights. If you're going to do something, stand on it. If you're
Absolutely.
going to do something that you know that you ain't got no problem with, I rode around 2 years, no license plate. When I purchased my van, I got a title. I didn't get no license plates purposely, no registration or no insurance purposely. I stood on mine. Didn't get scared, and I won all my cases. One way or another, I won. But the point is, I stood on principle. Not
Mm-hmm.
about one thing and then lying about here and lying about that. And, okay, I'm hearing through your lies. Now your integrity is shot.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Your integrity
Mm-hmm.
is shot. Now, how are you going to be a child of the Most High with your integrity shot? I can't trust you. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie to me in my face, and you changing up the story, thinking that I ain't heard what you said.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, bro? So that's the whole point I'm getting at. Know what you're talking about, be men, and understand what you're saying. Don't argue about the fact of something you don't know what you're talking about, or you ain't know half the story. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what you know, stand on what you know. And everyone say, "Well, I don't know about the rest of it." Okay, good. Then we can see that's the whole point. That's how we build. If you don't know everything, you just know what you know. Stand on what you know. Don't argue about something you don't really know, or that you
Right.
may have come across, or that somebody told you. And that's on everything. And that's what I'm saying about the integrity. We got to start being men. That's the only way we're going to start being men in the earth and start standing up with each other against the forces that's against us in the first place.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? See, the Father
Mm-hmm.
is with the just. And that's what people got to realize. People out here doing their thing and they think they're getting away with stuff or whatever, but the Father is with the just. And you got to sit back and look at things wholeheartedly with certain things that the way that they are. And I just try to
Mm-hmm.
be straight up with people. Some people say, hey, I'm that person people love to hate. Don't make me no different. The creator, like, hey, well, I'm the creator's son. I don't worry about what nobody think about me. I don't even worry about it. I'm coming with truth. I'm coming with facts. And when I'm here to give, like I told about when I told the creator I was gonna do, long as the creator got me, I ain't worried about nothing. Creator gave me my woman. She the best thing that the Father gave me. Gave me my woman, and anybody who's coming in the fold, we gonna work together. Anybody else is of this system.
Mm-hmm.
Because this system comes to kill, steal, lie, and destroy. That's what the system is about. And if anybody's doing it, you're with the system. We got to get things straight. People don't understand this. This is our world. The Creator gave this to us, but with everybody looking for a Jesus to come, and that was the biggest lie that was ever told to everybody. And the world is going a whoring, and I share that all the time in Revelation 13. The world is going a whoring after something that the system gave to them to believe.
Right.
It's something, bro, for real. But I tell you what, when you start coming in what you saying, start seeing what you seeing, boy, you're gonna be woo. And then when you make it to the gates of heaven, that's the next phase. That's when you get past the private office. Gates of heaven, woo! It's gonna be the gates of heaven. You're gonna be able to feel it. Watch.
Mm. Can't wait.
Serious, bro.
Yeah, I did have a question, Doc,
Come on with
about,
it, bro. Come
and
on with it.
I don't know if that's, on the private side or whatever, but, you know, and me sitting here just going through, I'm looking up because, I'm looking up information and
Come on, talk about it. I
I
can let you
looked
know
up
if it
on
is or not.
the mailbox rule.
No, I got that there for people to understand. We don't want to talk about that now because we're gonna talk about that Tuesday. But
Okay.
I'm glad you put that out there because the mailbox rule is what people need to know. That's the farther I'm gonna go with that because that's what and what you're looking at is good. You studying, bro. It's right, and
Hmm.
that's why I say study that information so you can understand it. Once you understand it, it's a part of you. Once it become a part of you, you know how to stand on it. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. But yeah, we're gonna say that for Tuesday.
Okay.
All right.
That.
That's the reason why I'm only going so far with saying what's just before the mailbox rule. That's why I'm only saying so much. If you notice, I didn't say the actual name. I'm just saying private office. You notice that?
Right. Right.
Yeah, so like I
Mm-hmm.
said, this is private. You
I
know,
got you.
the world don't need to know what the and when I say the world, I'm talking about any because this is a open platform. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram is an open platform. So I only share only so much on that. But when it comes to the Zoom, that's totally private, and that's when we're there to open up and talk.
Right. Okay. Right.
So, but you got it though. You got it in front of you. Everything, bro, and that's good. You're studying, bro. That's on point.
Yeah.
Cause that's the first step.
And
But you're
see,
gonna be
you know
shocked
what?
when I start breaking down the information to you.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yep.
And you know, you want to know it all right now.
I know what you
And
mean, but that
when you
that
think about,
that that's the beauty. That's the beauty of making people wait because that way you're studying and like, man, I want to know. I want to know. And then just getting it, when you get it, you're gonna absorb it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Guaranteed, bro. That's the reason I'm
Uh-huh.
doing everything strategically, one by one by one by one. And when they get this, whoo, they'll be ready for the next. See, and they're gonna absorb what they learned this week for next week.
Right.
You see what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? I know how to teach, bro. I can teach well, and if you want it, you're gonna get it.
Right.
Yeah, buddy, bro. And it's been growing too, bro. It's been growing.
See, I see that.
And I like to have order. You know what I'm saying? Everything decent and in order. Like I said, anybody who don't have that NDA in, got to go before we go on further than what you reading right now. Dang, my pages is coming out. Oh man, I gotta get me another Bible. Oh boy, Miss Maybe getting mm, my baby is getting some wear and tear on it.
I can't quote the dates, but they talked about, the fact that uh Jesus' name, just the whole Jesus aspect uh
Mm-hmm.
was not, they talking about the billions of years before that even came into play. And
Right.
how that if you look and see now, right? Well, that's what I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if we've been trained up as a child, right? All right, all you know is what you know. So,
That's right.
so even when you think you know, okay,
Right.
you think you know, or you rebel against what you were taught, right?
Right.
You're still operating under the rules, the guise thereof, because you don't know.
I
And
agree with
so,
you.
there's a difference in uh, one of the things that come to my mind was the difference in Peter, Judas, and Peter. And, from the text, you know, both of them saying both of them uh, denounced Christ. All right. Well, what was the
Mm-hmm.
difference? All right.
Can I share with you on that? Do you have another form of device with you besides what you're on? Do you have like I mean, are you on a computer and do you have your phone with you, or you just on
Now
one?
I got a tablet.
You got a tablet. Do me a favor, because I want to share something with you real quick. I'm glad you made that point. I'm glad you shared that. Because I'm about to share something with you what the world has been duped and tricked on.
Hmm.
Right out the Bible and right out of information. If you got a tablet, I want you to pull up. go to an etymology dictionary in the tablet and then pull up,
Hold on, go etymology. Yeah.
get an etymology dictionary, because this is where the words really first started at, but they've been adding things to it as well. But I'm gonna show you something in a minute. Do you have your Bible with you?
Yeah, I do have one.
Okay. Open up your Bible up to Matthew 1, Matthew chapter 1.
Oh, let me find.
Because there's a lot of things that we got to put two and two together to see the truth. And it's gonna be hard to accept because it was like that with me when I first saw it. But I asked the creator to open my eyes, and believe me, when you do that, you're gonna be able to see. But this comes with a lot of studying and understanding. Put this back up.
Yeah, Matthew 2.
Matthew chapter 1.
One.
But first, go to the etymology dictionary.
Okay. I got it pulled up. Etymology
Yeah, when you
dictionary
pull up
online.
etymology, yeah, put in there, put the word Christ in there. Say the definition of Christ, Christ, and read that for me.
Definition of Christ. The anointed, synonymous with the translating of the Greek Hebrew Messiah, a title given to Jesus of
Whoa,
Nazareth.
whoa, 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 whoa! Slow down, slow down, slow down. Say everything up to Jesus again.
Okay, the anointed.
That's what Christ mean,
Um,
right?
right.
That's actually what Christ mean. But go ahead and keep reading up to Jesus.
Okay, synonymous with the translating to the Greek Hebrew Messiah.
Exactly.
Title
Christ and Messiah both means anointed, and anointing. That's all Christ means. That's all Messiah means. But keep reading.
given to Jesus of Nazareth.
You see that? Now go back a
Right.
little bit just before when you said right after Messiah and read again.
Synonymous with the translating of Greek and Hebrew.
There you go.
It was a title given to Jesus of Nazareth.
There you go. It was a title given to who?
Jesus.
Repeat that again 3 or 4 times. I want you to repeat that again. A title given to, say
Title
that
given
3 or 4 times.
a title given to Jesus.
A what?
A title given to Jesus.
Say it again.
A title given to Jesus.
So Christ is a what? It's a
A
title
title
given
given to
to. So when you
the
say
anointed one.
exactly, we say the anointed one, but it really means one who is anointed, because
One is
all the prophets was anointed.
anointed. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now what I want you to read is Matthew 1:16. Go to what Matthew 1:16 and read that real quick. I wanted you to get that
Uh-huh.
understanding. But you got that
Okay.
understanding? 1:16.
I got it. Uh 16. And Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called the Messiah.
Okay, what book you reading out of?
This is like the new reverse
Okay. Now in the
revive.
King James, but if you notice what it said in the book you reading, it says Jesus who is called the Messiah, right?
Hmm.
Messiah means anointed, anointing, right?
Right.
It's a title, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your regular King James Version, it says Jesus who is called Christ. Christ and Messiah only means anointed, or anointing in English.
Right.
So this is where the world has been duped at that one point. Every From that point on, his name is Jesus Christ throughout the whole book. This is subliminal message.
Mm-hmm.
The world has been duped because the Council of Nicaea gave it. Now I got information. I could break down Revelation 13 and show you where all this is engulfed in Revelation chapter 13. Old Rome is Revelations 13, verse 1 through 10. New Rome is 11 through 18. Old Rome is under Caesar. New Rome is under the Pope. I break
Okay.
all that down.
Mm-hmm.
And the dragon, the red dragon in Revelations 12 and 3, is talking about Greek. Greek is the great red dragon. And I go into prophecy and show you the facts in Daniel chapter 2, 7, and 8. Chapter 2 and chapter 7 and chapter 8. I show you the prophesied what was going to happen, and when it came to pass, I called Revelations the revealing. Revelation is the revealing of the stuff that was told in the past. But a lot of
Right.
people don't know that. So this is what I do, bro. I made a promise to the credit. He brought me to the truth, and the truth is in many different forms in the Bible, today's time, in money, in your culture, in the truth in the bondage we been in, all the stuff, bro. I break
Mm-hmm.
all that down. I show you the difference. I show you the timings in the scriptures, and I show you the timing on what's going on today.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? But the key is that right there. Everybody says everybody is worshiping Jesus when Jesus was, and I say this, a lot of people they do that, but Jesus never existed. The name of the prophet name was actually Yahshua, but they
Right.
put Jesus there. And the reason why they put Jesus in the place of Yahshua is because they made a story that they gave to the world, because this is not Yahshua's story. This is the story that they made of Yahshua, but they modified it. You know how you go, you know how you ever looked at you might understand what I'm about to say. Have you ever heard of a book that somebody wrote? Somebody wrote a
Mm-hmm.
book, right? And then somebody modified the book and made a movie out of it. It
Right.
isn't like the book said it, but they made a
Right.
movie out of it, but they modified and changed some things.
Absolutely.
That's what
That's
they
what they
did
do
with the
now.
story of Yahshua with Jesus.
Right.
That is what we, and like you said, we was, but see, you got to understand, in 400 years, the Father said that we are going to go through this. We're going to be in bondage for 400 years. And then he going to judge that nation. We were in bondage 400 years, and then now he judged the nation, and now it's time for us to wake up. And afterwards, which is what's coming, is the great substance. The great
The great
substance
stuff.
is what's coming, but you got to be ready for it. It's got to be for those who choose to stand to be in the creator's sight, who does his will. And I know that I asked the creator, he brought me to do and come to understand, like I said, hey, I'm only here to give his word. It ain't my word. And I give what he allowed me to come to see and understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't believe what I'm saying. The people don't look at me because you know what? Because I'm not the norm. Everybody else going with what was given to them by the enemy. But they don't
Right.
realize the enemy gave it to them. But the creator said that that's the whole thing. It's all a part of the creator's word. The creator said that if you don't keep my law, I'm going to send you in a land that ye know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers have known. The fact that the creator said it means it's going to happen. It all depends on who you are and where you are in the time that it comes. I was in it at one time, but I've awoken from that dark sleep where I
Right.
was. So
Mm-hmm.
when you study the word to see what the word say and stop going, not you, I'm just saying in general. If we
Yeah.
start studying what the word actually say and stop going with doctrines of men, which is the Council of Nicaea. I think I shared this last week. Yeah, history on Monday. I did one called history last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I went into history and I actually broke down and showed where Constantine in 325 AD had bishops together that came up with Christianity. And then it was another sect called Arians. The Arians and the bishops was together, and the bishop kept saying it wasn't even Jesus at first. They made the story. They came up with a name Isus, which is in the 1611 Bible, Iesus.
Right.
So up until that time, and then when they came up with the J, that's when they changed the I to a J. That's where Jesus come from. If you go to the 1611 Bible, you see the word Isus. Your mind can't phantom a figure to that name. Why? Because it's not there. The mind
Right.
can't even think of, if you go to 1611 Bible, even if you pull it up right now in your tablet, just
Mhm.
pull up a 1611 Bible and go to somewhere in the New Testament where you see the name Jesus at. You're going to see the name Isus. And when you see Isus, you can't even think of the Caucasian with long stringy hair, and you can't even put that in your mind because it don't go with him. You can't think about it. Why? It's because they never gave you an image of Isus.
Right.
But in Revelations chapter 13, 14, and 15, it says, and the beast made an image. They made an image to the beast, should I say. The beast is the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
The image was Jesus. Jesus was the image to the Roman Empire. When you think of Christianity, you think of Jesus. You can't get
Mm-hmm.
Jesus without Christianity. You can't get Christianity without Jesus. They go together. And the symbol to Christianity is the cross.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the symbol. That symbol is a symbol of death. You see what I'm saying? People don't think because they've been taught. And as long as you're taught, no different than the language that we're speaking right. This is not our language.
Right.
We're speaking English. If you close your mind and say Englishman, what does an Englishman look like? You're gonna first thing you'll think of is a Caucasian man.
Right.
But we're speaking English. This is not our language. But see, we're so deep into the fog, into the hellhole that we can't even see. We can't even
Right.
see that this is not even a. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I try to get people to see things for in a reason and in a way so they can start saying, wait a minute, he right. We really ain't thought about this. We ain't thought about what's going on. We ain't thought about the history. We just taking whatever they give us. No different than the information you're about to learn. The information that you're about to learn and the information that you signed an NDA for, you should, by the
Uh-huh.
time you got 18, you supposed to have all that information plus more.
Right.
But this system has taught the people to be slaves. That's what I'm saying. It's stuff that's going on, people don't know.
Well, there's a lot of people that know. I mean, what else do you know? What you've been taught. Now,
There you
and
go.
they understand, okay, growing up, you had
Yep.
mentors that you relish, and, you know, it could have been a parent, could have been your parents, it could have been a coach,
Yep.
and everybody, you know what, though? So, when you think of following the crowd, right? Everybody is saying the same thing.
There you go.
And won't that the goal to get everybody to see it this way? And so when you talk about Jesus versus Jesus, right, and not being able to attach, there's not an image to attach because I mean,
In the
if they let us
1611
read a
Bible,
book, it
go ahead, I'm
was
listening.
that they will let us read. I mean, come on, King James wrote the book, man. But
Actually, he has some scholars write it, but
there's some
he's
scholars
the
write it.
author of it. Yeah, he's the author of it.
And it's a story about the lady that sent her husband to the store to purchase a ham, and they sent the husband to the store. He came back with the ham, and the wife say, honey, why did you cut the ends of the ham off? He said, hey, babe, I don't know. Why did you want the ends of the hams cut off? And his wife said, well, that's the way my mama always had it done. If it was good enough for her, it's good enough for me.
There you go.
So mama came over the house that evening and they was having dinner. And so the daughter asked the mom, said, Mama, why you always had the ends of the hair cut off? And the mama said, because that's the way my mama always did. And if it was good enough for her, it was good enough for me.
There you go.
So now the daughter's, intrigued with solving this 3-generation mystery. So she called grandma. She got grandma on the phone. She asked Grandma, why did you always have that butcher to cut off the ends of the ham?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, baby, because the roaster that I was cooking it in was too small to cook it with both ends on. And when you think about that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the logic behind, you know, um, the years of misinformation, like obviously we was in captive. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
so
right.
in captive years, right? The ones that had masters or people that would, when we wasn't allowed to read, to give them a book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was a reasoning and a methodology why they did things the way that they did. And they got to understand, when you recognize we God's people, right? How do we get them? Because with the we got a connection that they didn't have. And so uh what could they do? Because they couldn't stop us from reading because the information got out, right?
That's right.
So they had to create a story, create one. And here's the thing, right? Okay, because, and I think I was that type of parent, like coming up, because that's how my parents was with me. I tell you to do something, do it. And they ask why. Why? Why
Yep.
what? You
Exactly.
better not.
Exactly.
So,
I'm one of hey,
uh,
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
because that's what I told you to do.
That's right.
I ain't gonna tell you no more. Damn, but you know what though? If you think about this, and obviously we gotta raise up, we talking about raising up the child the way that they should go. All right. And so as parents, what I'm saying, we've had experiences that they haven't had. At the same time, right? You don't know the genius that's in these little beings.
There you go. That's true.
Okay. And so at the same time, what you learn, I've had to come to terms with, my mama won't write about it. She
That's
won't
true.
write about a lot of things. Now, her intentions were in the right place because
Mm-hmm.
she operated off of limited information, and then understanding if she never took the time to go and really study herself, all she doing is passing on information. And so when we talk about uh when we're supposed to raise up the child
In the way it
the
should
way that
go.
should be, the
Mm-hmm.
way that they should go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how you gonna raise up something when you don't know no different?
That's right.
So there's a structure in which, because you know how we can be as kids that you want to contain them in, but at the same time, you want to relish that creativity that they have in them because perhaps that wasn't deposited in you. So recognizing the gifts that every individual has is paramount, man. But think about this Jesus thing right now. I can see how it's challenging for the majority of people on the planet.
Right.
You know, because I mean, that's the most read book, this to my knowledge,
That's true.
that, that exists. Man, that thing been going on a long time for them to have changed things up in that manner. And so when we think about this season, and I watch, like there's a lot of youth when I go to Facebook and things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this generation, it's a lot of young folk that's woke.
That's true.
It's a lot of young folk. You know what I'm saying? Ain't on that old, ain't on what mama and them is on. Like they, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was the moon or what, but we can see how people are coming into more of an awareness. And so that's all I wanted to say, dog.
But let me share. I got something for you on that, what you just
Hmm.
shared. The key is right here. I'm going to give you Daniel chapter 12, verse 9 and 10. 8, 9, and 10, I believe. But let me hit you. I'm going to show you something. What you just shared, right? And
Okay.
also, by fact, let me hit Ezekiel 14, the end of 14 first. Right here at 20, Ezekiel 14 and 23.
First you said Daniel chapter 12.
We going there, we're
Right.
gonna go there, but this hit me first. Daniel
Okay.
23, about what you just said about the young folk, right?
Okay. Ezekiel. Hmm.
Ezekiel 14 and 23. Actually, 22 and 23. Matter of
Uh-huh.
fact, let's start at 20. And the reason I'm go there is because I'm gonna bring to you about one of the plagues that happened in 2020. This is one of the judgments of the creator.
Okay.
Tell me when you got it. Ezekiel chapter 14. We'll start at 19. We'll
Hold on.
start at 19. You ready?
Hold on. Hold
Ezekiel 14, verse 19.
on. Ezekiel.
Well, you get it. Let me get my
14.
glass. Tell me when you got it.
Let me go King James. All right. All right, that's 15. Hold on.
Yeah, just before 15. Ezekiel chapter 14, the
Yeah, yeah.
last four
But
verses.
it gave me 15. Hold on. How did I do that? Okay. 14. Okay. You said
Okay,
the
you
last
ready?
four verses? Yeah.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is a twofold compared to what we was talking about. I was telling you about the
Okay.
pestilence, which is the plague. That's the pestilence. And you just talking about the children being wise today. I'm going to show you this,
Right.
and then we're going to go to Daniel chapter 12.
Okay.
Verse 19, it says, or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood to cut off from it man and beast. This was the coronavirus in 2020. This is a pestilence.
Mm-hmm.
Though Noah, and this is the righteous, it said, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith Yah. See, as the Creator said, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their
You're
righteousness.
right.
You see that?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You can't help save nobody. All you can do is give them like I'm giving. It's up
Right.
to them to accept it or reject it. That's the reason why Noah, Daniel, and Job is an example.
Mm-hmm.
They're examples. They shall deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Verse 21. Now, these are the four sword judgments of the Creator that He used throughout time. For thus saith Yah, that's how you know the Creator speaking. For thus said the Creator, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem, which is upon us, we all over the earth. Jerusalem
Mm-hmm.
is Israel. The
Right.
sword, which is war, and the famine, that's when there's no food. No food is grown because it's drought. And the
Mm-hmm.
noisome beast, that's the beast and that's the different beast that he sent amongst the people. You remember back in about 7 to 10 years ago about all the beasts in Australia. They were sending the creator sent spider, frogs, rats.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
And noisome beasts and the pestilence. The pestilence is the plagues. That's the
Right.
pestilence. To cut off from it man and beast. Now it was two pestilence in the time of 2020 and 2021 and 22. Those pestilence was first, it was the coronavirus in 2020, and then the
Uh-huh.
other pestilence was by man, which was the jab, the coronavirus jab. That was another
Oh,
pestilence through man. See, the creator allowed that to happen. To me, that was the mark of the beast. That was the mark of the system. The system put the jab into the people
right.
to cut off man and beast. Verse 22. Yet, check this out. Yet, behold, therein shall be left a remnant. There's going to be a few people that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. This is what you was talking about. This is why I came here first.
Mhm.
Sons and daughters, what you talking about in this day and time. Behold, they shall come forth unto you. They will come unto us, and ye
Mhm.
shall see their way and their doings. And ye
Mhm.
shall be comforted, you should be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it, meaning upon us. Not just Jerusalem, where people think when they see Jerusalem, they think it's talking about the land. It's talking about the world, where we are, because we all over the world. We're spread. So whatever happens, we are there because we were the transgressors that transgressed the Creator's law. So when it says
Right.
Jerusalem, it's talking about us in general, and wherever we are, that's where the Creator is doing what He's doing. That's why
Mhm.
we're supposed to turn back to the Creator. But 23 says, "And they shall comfort you when ye see their ways," talking about our children, "and their doings, and ye shall know that I have not done without cause." You see that? Everything the
Uh-huh.
Creator do, He do it's a cause behind it.
Right.
A lot of people don't, well, this going on because it's a cause behind everything that's happening. He said that after the 400 years, he's going to judge that nation. And the nation is everybody who is unrighteous and everybody with the mindset of Rome. That's why they went through the things they went through.
Right.
And ye
Mm.
shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, saith Yah. Now let's go to Daniel chapter 12.
Thank
And this is, it tells you in the last days, right here. It actually lets us know. I'm giving you two parts.
Okay.
You got Daniel 12?
Yep.
Okay, 12 and 4 say this. But thou, O Daniel, because this is after the prophecy of where we at today, 1, 2, and 3. This is that prophecy that we're in right now. We're in this prophecy right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and read it since we right here. It says the time of the end. That's the heading under my verse 12. The time of the end, which is where we at now. We're at the end of the days of everything that's going on. And I'm going to go back to Exodus chapter 20 in a few minutes to show you to start off the reason why we're going through what we're going through. I'm going to show you why. But first, this is I'm going to show you the end. Then I'm going to show you the beginning. And at that time shall Mikael, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And you know what I'm talking about because what I'm sharing with you that's about to happen, that you're about to come into. Which shall stand
Mm.
up for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. What we just read about 2026, people about to be locked in. And there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. That's the Creator's book. Two,
Mm-hmm.
and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, that's this dust, this mind, they mindset. Them that sleep in the mind that's dormant. Like I just shared with you about the Jesus situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
About they say Jesus Christ, when Jesus, which Christ is a title that was given to Jesus, which his name wasn't Jesus, his name was actually Yeshua, but they switched the story. It's a title.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But it's just
Uh-huh.
an awakening to the knowledge of the information. So that's why it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, that sleep right here, that sleep in the mind of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
shall awake. This is when you just said yourself. A lot of young ones is awakening. Many of them going
Right.
to awake. Some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Then
It's,
they're gonna be caught
it's
up in this system.
facts.
Do you
I
understand?
mean,
Tell me what you see, bro. Tell me what you understand.
I mean, I mean, I mean, if you just look at uh just from social media, right?
Uh-huh.
And if we're talking about young folk, right? It's two different extremes. You know what I'm saying? It's like they ain't even lukewarm no more. They either all the way over here or they all the way over here.
Thank you. That's right.
Okay,
100%, bro.
you know, if under the auspices of sin, man, it's very loose. It's loose and it's rapid and it's televised.
There you
Not
go,
only
bro.
televised, it's you know, I mean, it's up in your face.
There you
Social
go.
media, and so if we're dealing with two poles, the North and the South Pole, right?
That's it, bro. You got
And the
it.
ones that operating with this great awakening
Uh-huh.
are in a lane, and the one that are just following the desires of their heart,
Come on with it. There you go, bro.
they're on the
I'm
other
glad. I'm
side of the
glad. I'm
fence.
glad you see, bro. For real. Let's go on to verse 3. Well, actually it says some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Verse 3. Like you said, one or the other. Verse 3
Yep.
says, and they that be wise shall
Hmm.
shine as the brightness of the firmament. And they that turn, see, this is what's going to be going on, what I'm going to be sharing with y'all. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Where I'm going to teach. I'm gonna teach them to teach others, and they're gonna teach others to teach others. That's what's going on right now. That's how I'm. That's why I talk. I know what I'm doing. It's things that the Father has told me and showed me up until where I'm at today, and been confirmed. That's why I know
Hmm.
who I am. I don't sit up here and gotta try to prove nothing to nobody.
Right.
All I do is do what I'm supposed to do. The Father already confirmed me already a long time ago who I am and what
Right.
I am and the way
Hmm.
I'm doing what I'm doing. Not bragging or nothing, but I know. So, but check out verse 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, see, this is now, all this was prophesied, but now he said, now he's talking back to Daniel. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Now he says, shut up the words and seal the book until, what it says, even to the time of the end. This is where we are now. He told Daniel at that time when Daniel gave all the information
Hmm.
in his book, he said, "Shut up the book and seal it until the time of the end." Meaning that everything that was spoken of in Daniel was
Hmm.
prophesied to come later on. If it wasn't happening at that time, it was prophecy to happen later. This is what we're
Right.
reading right now. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That's what's going on now. Knowledge has been increased. They've come
Right.
to know the information from then, from then until today. Now, Daniel
Right.
was in the time of the Medes and the Persians, right after Babylon and before the Greeks. So he was
Right.
in the time of the Medes and the Persians. So it was Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greeks, then the Roman Empire. Now we're in the feet of the Roman Empire, which is in chapter 2 of Daniel. We're in the feet now, of which is the merry clay and iron. The iron is the system. The merry clay is us that's separating ourselves from the system.
Right.
That's us.
Gotcha.
But now we read that. Now I want to go down to verse 8, 9, and 10. This is where we
Okay.
are today. Verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. I could break down 7, but we're going to go ahead straight from 8 to show you where we at today. And I heard, but I understood not. Daniel didn't understand. Then said I, oh my Yah, Lord, what shall be the end of these things? Now he asked the creator, what should be the end of these things? And verse 9 says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed and closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Where we at right now? This is why I said coming so we can show you where we at today. But I'm glad I wanted to go to Ezekiel 14, 19 to 23 to let you understand about what you said about the children. That's going on today. This is going on today. And then it said, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end, which is the day we in now. Then it says, many shall, you just got through sharing it a few minutes ago. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. A lot of people are going to be tried after they go through their spiritual awakening or what have you. Then it says,
Mhm.
but the wicked shall do wickedly. See, people going to go through certain things, but the wicked going to do wickedly, meaning they ain't going to turn towards the Creator's word and the Creator's way of life.
Right.
Only going to do, see, the world, this kingdom, which is the world, is going to either be of the Creator's world or Satan's world.
Right.
There we go. It's going to be of the Creator's world or it's going to be of Satan's world. And it says, many
Mm.
shall be purified and made white. They're gonna be clean and tried. They're gonna be tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. They ain't gonna understand. Even what I'm
Mm-hmm.
sharing right here, they ain't gonna understand. But the
Mm-mm.
wise shall understand. That's in today's time, but let me bring you to the beginning of it and what happened. Right in the commandments. The Creator gave it in the commandments, but people can't see.
Okay.
Remember, I'm telling you, Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. Right
Mm-hmm.
here, verse, I'm doing the second commandment and the second commandment only. The second commandment is verse 4 through 6. Exodus chapter 20. I'm sorry, I know I kind of went ahead of you. Tell me when you got it.
Okay.
Exodus chapter 20. We're going through from verse 4 through verse 6. I'm gonna break some things down to show you
Right.
what happened
Right.
and why we went through what we went through today, and why our people didn't know, and why they only knew what they knew. But remember, we just read in Daniel chapter 4, close up the book, and knowledge shall be increased, and people shall run to and
Right.
fro, and knowledge is going to be increased. That is what
Right.
happened up until the day and time to where we are now. But we have to understand the reason why our people was brainwashed in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me when you got is Exodus chapter 20.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? Verse 4
Mm.
through 6, it states, thou shalt not, this right here is the second commandment. Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. That's any graven image, right? Then he
Mm-hmm.
says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything. That means no thing. We're not supposed to make any type of idols, anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. That's your mind, your body, or your intellect. You ain't supposed to bow down to anything in the earth because the creator is spirit. What we're breathing now is universal consciousness.
Right.
That's the creator. That's the breath of life. You
Right.
can't see. That's why we're supposed to worship him in spirit and truth. His word is truth. The spirit
Right.
is what we dwell in. But we have been given an image to worship. That's why I say Jesus, as I was sharing with you a few minutes ago, the one that they call Jesus, the one they said Jesus, who they call Christ.
Right.
That's a title that they gave to the one they called Jesus, but it was a prophet that came named Yeshua. But we're not supposed to worship him. This is why the world has been made to worship Jesus. But right here it tells you we're not to worship anything in heaven above, earth beneath, or waters on the earth. That means no thing. But the people
Right.
has because they tell you don't live in the Old Testament no more, you live in the New. They just
Right.
threw God's commandments away and said, okay, this is what we're giving you. The Council of Nicaea did that. And I have proof on them. If you get time, my YouTube is Juice Pro 33. That's my YouTube.
Right.
Upload, like, subscribe, and share. Go back and check out history. In part two, I did part one. I broke a lot of stuff down in part one, but part two, I go into history and show you how King Constantine in 325 AD came up with the Council of Nicaea, and the Arians was there. They was fighting, which I started off with you in a minute for at first. Then for
Right.
56 years, they was fighting. It was controversy between the Arians and the bishops for 56 years.
Right.
Then they edged the Arians out, and this is where the deadly wound, which is if you read Revelation 13 verse 4 and Revelation 13 verse, I believe that's verse 12, 11, 12. I think that's 12 or 13 and also 14. I believe it is. But you'll see where it said the deadly wound was healed. The deadly wound
Right.
is Christianity. The wound was Christianity, and it was fighting for 56 years, for half a well, a century. If a century is 100 years, for half a century they was fighting, and that was the deadly wound, which was Christianity, and that wound was healed. That's why we have Christianity today. And Christianity is the biggest religion in the world besides Muslim. But Christianity is the main thing that the Roman pushed. Then they made an image behind it, which was Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But the people can't see it because they've been taught, like you said, they only know what they know. But this is the reason why they know what they know. And I'm about to give it to you right here in verse 5. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah thy Father, or Lord thy God, am a jealous God. Here we go. Visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the fathers, the parents. Now, I like to break it down like this. Visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the fathers upon the children. Like you said, we teach our children what we know. So the fathers, I like to put parents there for what, because a lot of the children in the household don't have a father, they have mothers, which is the parent. The parent, the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, the iniquity of the parents upon the children, unto the third Greek and fourth Roman generation of them that hate me. When you go to Revelation, I'm just going to, not Revelation, if you go to Daniel chapter 2, verse 36 through 40, at the end of 39, you're going to see where it says, matter of fact, let's go there. I ain't gonna tell you. Let's go there so you can
Okay.
see it. Since everybody here and I'm recording, might as well show it. Again, right here. Let me take you all the way to 6 before we go there, though. It says, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the fathers, the parents, upon the children, unto the third, which is the Greek, and fourth, which is the Roman generation of them that hate me. That's the Greeks and the Romans. Then it says,
Mm.
and, huh?
Now go ahead.
Yeah. And it says, verse 6, and showing mercy, which is grace. Remember, they say, we ain't under worship no more, we under grace. We ain't under law no more, what they say. We ain't under law no more, we under grace. That's where we
Right.
at. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. That
Right.
there is the grace that we're under because the Creator knew that we didn't keep the word. We didn't keep it because we've been taught away. Now I'm about to show you how we were taught away from that fact.
Mm.
Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2.
Okay.
There we go. I got to be careful with my book because it's getting unraveled easy. There we go. Daniel chapter, we'll start at 36. I'm just giving facts.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel chapter 2 and 36 state, this is the dream. Tell me if you got it.
I got it.
Okay. 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. This is when the king Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of the great statue. Remember this great statue, the head of gold, arm and chest
Mm-hmm.
of silver, the torso and thighs made of brass, then the legs and feet, the legs made of iron, the feet are made of iron and clay. Remember that?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's what this story is right here. But I'm giving you the meat of it. I'm giving you the key to it. Excuse me. Verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, art a king of kings. Why is he a king of kings? Because he was in Babylon. Remember when the Tower of Babel, when all the
Yep.
languages got confounded? Everybody went their own way and became a nation of their own. The Syrians, the Chaldeans, the Philippians or not Philippines, but that might be who they is. But all these different nations start being their own nation in the earth. In
Right.
Egyptians, everybody went their way in back. That's why it's called Babylon. Everybody became a nation in that time until Nebuchadnezzar became a great king in that time. That's why it says, this is the dream that we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the God of heaven, for Yah of heaven, has given thee a kingdom, power
Mm-hmm.
and strength and glory. You notice that it said a kingdom, and that was in the time of Babylon. And verse 38, and wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven have he given into thine hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. That was the beginning, and that was Babylon, and he was the head of gold at that time. Verse 39. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. This is the chess, the Medes and the Persians, the chest and arms of silver. The Medes and the Persians, because it was the Medes and the Persians that was king. That was over the earth at that time, not over the earth, over two areas in the earth. But check out part 3. He said, 39 said, and after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. Then it says, and another third kingdom. This is the brass. Another third kingdom of brass, which shall, this is your key right here, which shall bear rule over all the earth. It never said that with any of the other ones. This is the first time you see where it says the third kingdom, which is brass, which is the Greeks, is going to bear rule over all the earth. And how they do it? Alexander the Great went around conquering everywhere he went. That's why they call him Alexander the Great, which is Alexander the Greek. Conquered everywhere he went. And he bear rule over all the earth. Now, when you read in Revelations chapter 13, you're going to see where the dragon relinquishes power to the beast. The beast is Rome. The dragon is Greek. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go there. Well, I'm going to go there. I might as well go ahead and show it. I got to show the facts. I have to, and I don't want to skip nothing, because if I skip some, people going to be wondering. I like to make, that's why I say if I go there, I got to show it. 30, not 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. This is Rome. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. I could read the rest of that, but we're going to go to Daniel chapter 7 right now. I've got you to there to understand that Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. Now I could read down, but I'm for sake of time, because we already an hour and 20 minutes in, 21 minutes in. So I ain't gonna read all that because I want to show you this right here on 7 and 8, where we at today. And then I'm gonna take you to Revelations and show you portions there, because if I go through the whole thing, we'll be here until we'll be here 2 hours. And I'm trying not to be that long because a lot of people don't have long attention span. So right here in Daniel chapter 7. Or did I read? Let me finish reading Daniel 2 and 40. Subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. Now I'm about to give you the understanding to that. Daniel 7, verse 23, 24, and 25.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Daniel 7, verse 23, 24, and 25. Now we got to understand who the beast is. Here we go. Remember, we just seen head of gold is Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greeks, and then you had two parts on the leg. Got two legs, Old Rome and New Rome. That's where you're going to get this at right here. Old Rome and New Rome is chapter 8. Same place, 23, 24, and 25. But we're going to get 23 first over here at 7, Daniel 7. It says, thus he said, the fourth beast. Don't they talk about the beast? The mark of the beast? The beast is the kingdom. The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth. See that? Greek bear rule over the whole earth. Now Rome came and took over the whole earth. Thus he said, the fourth beast, I want you to see it with your eyes. That's why I'm reading that. That's why I'm glad you're with me.
Right.
Thus said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse, different from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. You see it say that, right? I'm saying it from my, it's in the book, right?
Right.
Brother Gus?
Yep. It's
You
in the
see it,
book.
right?
Yep.
I'm showing you what it said in the book according to prophecy. That's why he told Daniel, shut up the book. He said, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. All this is prophecy. And shall devour the whole earth and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Now, you don't know how I break that down. I don't know if you heard me say it before, but how I break that part down is this. When they took over the earth, they took over the 7 continents, which is the 7 heads of the 7 beasts in Revelations. There arise a dragon out of earth with 7 heads. The 7 heads is the 7 continents. That's the 7 heads. Huh?
No, I'm following
Yeah. The 7 heads is the 7 continents.
you. Okay.
The 7 continents is each ruler. That's why I said over the whole earth. Let me break it down for you. Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, take over the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. How did it do it? The 7 heads is the whole earth. What it did is 7 continents. In those continents, what they did was they took over the continents. 2 of the continents, I always break down. Africa, it used to be a Akiba line. They called Africa Akiba line. They changed from Africa, from Akiba line to Africa from someone named Africanos that took over
Mm-hmm.
Africa. And then Americas, I did the research on the America situation, and the Americanos or Americas, they end up changing the name to him. That's where the land of that's why the land is called America, called Americas or Americanos. I forgot how it was, but that was his name. So that's 2 continents compared to all the rest of them.
Right. Wow.
That's 2 continents. So this way they took over all the continents, and that's just two. But not only that, the continents, and then they put countries inside the continents. The country, this way it said they bruised and took over everything in chapter 2. It said just like iron bruised, it bruised and how did it say over there in chapter 2 at the end of 2? It said, it subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. It broke in pieces. That's all this government did. It broke in pieces. That's why everybody have a. I'm about to go deep, but birth certificate, social security card, and ID card, and this is I haven't got to the bottom yet. Let me get to the bottom of it because I went down before I can come down. I'm trying to bring you down from the continents to the countries,
Okay.
from the countries to the city and states. Whether if they
Mm-hmm.
have cities, they don't have cities, they have states. If they're in the country, they have rural areas, city and states. They have districts and they have counties, whether it's in
Mm-hmm.
America or wherever it is in the world. Then they have neighborhoods, streets,
Mm-hmm.
all the way down to your house. Because, like I always share, you can send something from your house to Africa. You can send some from your house to Germany. You can send some from
Mm-hmm.
your house to Timbuktu. Wherever you want to send it in the world is going to make it there. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right or wrong?
Right.
That's the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Roman Empire. So just the fact of that, that's the jurisdiction. This whole earth is under the Roman Empire, all the way down to a child coming out the mother's womb. This is when they put the birth certificate and social security card. And once they get old enough, you get an ID card that follows you from the womb to the tomb. So from the
Mm-hmm.
continents all the way to the child, Rome has power over everything. That's why you're doing what you're about to do with us. That's why you're getting your status corrected. You understand where I'm going now?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to get your status corrected because once you do that, you become private. That's all I'm saying at this point. But let me keep it moving. I wanted to show you that point, and let me keep it coming down to show you more information. I'm just going to take it to 25. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom, see, it's 10 horns, which is
Mm-hmm.
power. The 10 horns is power. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings, which is kingdoms that shall arise. They're going to arise. There's going to be 10 horns on top of the 7 continents. And another
Okay.
shall arise after them. That's the Pope and the New Rome. Another shall arrive after them. That's New Rome. And he shall be diverse, different from the first. He'll be different from the first Rome. That's going to be the New Rome. He's going to be different from the first Rome, but he's still going to carry the traits of old Rome.
Right.
And he shall subdue 3 kings. And to me, those 3 kings is Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. He's going to subdue them, but yet still, he's still a part of the Roman Empire. It's just the
Mm-hmm.
second half of the Roman Empire. 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, Christianity. All the stuff that they give is blasphemy that they give Jesus, Yahshua, even if they're giving it to Yahshua. It's blasphemy against the Creator's word because the Creator did all the stuff. He said that there's nobody besides him, there's no God besides him. But they have brainwashed the people in the New Testament to believe that Jesus is God.
Right.
It goes deeper than what I'm sharing with you, but this is what is going on, and this is the reason why they gave all power to what they call Jesus, and this is the way they made the story. That's why I say they modified the story. What Joshua came to do, Joshua came to let people know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Turn back and repent. That was his job. They gave Jesus a whole different job and said he the Son of God and he's the Father, God, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's actually in the bishops, and that's what they made. Remember, I told you I got history to show the facts. I got history.
Right.
So 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints. We're the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. The beginning of the year is really in the spring, but they changed it from middle of spring to winter. That's where they get the word April Fool from. When the
Right.
season them changed the real time of from the beginning of spring to the middle of winter, everybody that kept the spring as New Year, they start calling them fools. Why? Because everybody are whoring after Rome, which you're gonna see in Revelation 13 in a few minutes.
Wow.
And they shall be given into his hand, the beast, until a time and the dividing of times. The Greek, the Roman Empire, and the dividing of time to me is the 400 years. 400 years when we was in there, giving it to his hand until the time. It's our time now to wake up. But now let's go to chapter 8 real quick, verse 23, 24, and 25. This is what we're ready to get into now on the deeper end of what you're about to come out of. Verse 23, Daniel 8 and 23 says, and in the latter time, again, it's talking about in these days, and in
Right.
the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, we are the transgressors. We transgress the Creator's word. We transgress His law. That's why we're in the position we're in today. That's the reason why we are in. We don't know our language, as I was sharing with you a little earlier. We don't know our culture. We don't know half of what it is that we're supposed to know. But we're growing back. We're awakening back to the Father. But as we're awakening, we're coming to learn more. We're coming out of our amnesia. For those who want to come out, a lot of people satisfied where they at. A lot of people
Right.
just, I just want to make the money. Money, money,
Mm-hmm.
money, money, money. See, that's what they money. They ain't thinking about trying to follow the Creator. They mind is on the substance.
Right.
And don't know that might get taken from them. Just like remember I was telling you about this electronic currency.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Imagine this. All of a sudden, this right here causes people to the electricity being on. Suppose this happened. That happened. No more money. Everything dead.
Everything gone.
That's what I'm trying to get the brother to understand. I've been trying to tell him this for long, but what he's saying. Now I'm gonna ask you this real quick before I go on. I'm gonna ask you this quick question. Just hit me, man. They making all this $1 trillion. You think they're gonna do something? You see how quick that they can tear a building down? Look at the Twin Towers. It just hit me. Thank you, Father. Look at the Twin Towers. Twin Tower was the two tallest landscapes or skyscrapers in New York.
Right.
Those two planes didn't bring them towers down. They don't care nothing about the way they see that people. That's what I'm saying. Our people mind. We don't think the way they think. They about war. They want to make you think. They want to draw you in. Oh man, XRP and all this electronic currency and all this and that and all. Next thing you know, lights go out. It's gone. Oh,
Right.
we done lured y'all in when y'all should have been over there getting your freedom. But y'all over here, come on, keep coming. They're like they reeling you in, reeling you in, reeling you
Mm-hmm.
in. I see further than that. I'm past that. I already see what's going on. They over there. They over there got you. They doing one thing over here and got you distracted from over here. And everybody that's greedy, they don't think they greedy, but they greedy. XRP, this and that. We're gonna be rich. We're gonna have this. And that's gonna be just as deep as just as high as they think they're going, they're gonna be just that deep when it happens.
Wow.
Think about it. Just their expectation, the money, 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 money. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
think they're greedy. I've been saying for
Right.
the longest, man, y'all better get free first. Better get free, but they can't see. Where your
Mm-hmm.
heart flows, what how my baby said, how they say it said, where your mind goes, where your heart flows, your mind will go. Where your mind will go, your heart will flow. However it go, but that's where your mind at, that's where you're going. If your mind is on the money, that's where you're gonna follow. I want the truth.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want the truth. I want the
Me too.
fact. And as long as the credit is giving it to me, I'm doing it. And that's why I'm not hard up for money. I mean, I don't mind. I like making it because I'm making it to sustain myself, to get what I need.
Right.
But when the time comes, I'm gonna be like, I know I'm gonna be like Job. And you know, Job, he went through a whole lot of situations. He was
Right.
already wealthy or rich or had funds and stuff like that. But when the time came at the end, he was wealthy. Two or three times better than he was from the beginning. I already know it's coming. It's not that I expect it, but I already know. I understand. That's why I don't even worry.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife not hard up for money like that. And I'm thankful we're not. But people gonna
Awesome.
find out. Watch.
That's awesome.
Talk to me, bruh.
But hey, listen, I got to go and get some sleep, man.
I hear you, bro. I didn't mean to hold you up so
Can you hear
long.
me?
I got you, bro.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Wait.
Can you hear me? Gus. He's like he going to sleep. Can you hear me, Gus? No, he there, no, but I don't know. If you're going to sleep, bro, you can go ahead. I'm gonna finish up because I don't want to leave the people hanging with this information. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it on up and going on to Revelation to get at that point. In case you want to come back and check it out, it'll be there. So verse 23 it says, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are to come to the full, a king, which is a kingdom of fierce countenance and understanding dark senses, should stand up. That's the second kingdom, which is second Rome of today. That's when all these judges, um, judges, the Pope, all of them gonna come up with their tactics against the people. That's the dark
Uh,
sentences and stuff. It says, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. It's the power of the Creator. The Creator is allowing him to have it. And he shall destroy wonderfully, as we know he do with tanks and stuff like that, and the stuff that he does
mm-hmm.
by war. This says, and shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty and holy people. That's us, which has been happening all this time. 25. And through his policy, the stuff they've been using against us all the time, and he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many, and shall also stand up against the prince of princes, which is us in this day and time, but he shall be broken without hand. And how he gonna be broken without hand?
Mm-hmm.
The pen and the pad. Strongest thing in the earth right now. So, but just before I go to reveal the prophecy, let me give you the last part of how everything is going to end up, which is Daniel 7 and 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
Again, which is these great beasts, Daniel 7, verse 17. These great beasts, which are for kings, which is for kingdoms. Babylon, Medes and the Persians, the Greek and the Roman Empire. These great beasts which are for kings, which is kingdoms, which shall arise out of the earth. But, verse 18, but the saints of the Most High, which is us, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, which is the earth, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's what's going to happen. That is the bottom line of it all. But let me go ahead and hit that revelation just for those who may come and want to see the rest of this information. Might as well go ahead and hit you 12 and 3. Then I'm going to 13. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm going to hit some portions so y'all can see what I'm talking about and what we was talking about not too long ago, because we an hour and 40 minutes in, and a lot of people time span is not that long. So I'm trying to make this quick. Revelations 12 and 3 states, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. What the red dragon is, that's Esau. If you want to know
Right.
who Esau is, go to Genesis chapter 25. It'll tell you around the 23rd, the 20th through the 25th and 6th verse. It'll tell you about Jacob and Esau being born. The elder gonna
Right.
serve the younger. The elder's in charge now, which is talk about the prophecy in 27. So that's 25, verse 19, 20 to 25, 26. Talk about the birth of Jacob and Esau, or Esau and Jacob, because Esau came out first. Then in chapter 20, Genesis 27, it breaks down and tell you the two blessings. Jacob, they say that stole the blessing, but he didn't steal it because it was told to them in the womb that the elder gonna serve the younger, so that it was meant for him to get it. And his mother set him up to get it because it was told to her that the elder gonna serve the younger. So she had to make sure that it happened, and he went in and he got the blessing. Because if he didn't, we'd be wiped out.
Right.
We would be wiped out. Look at how the Caucasians treat us. That's why I say, "Oh, nation not desired." If he didn't do it, so Jacob got the blessing in Genesis 27, verse 20, 28 and 29. Then in Genesis 39 and 40, Esau got his blessing. By thy sword shall thou live, meaning by war shall thou live. Everywhere, this whole land was captivated, and everywhere they went, they took it by war. That's Esau, the system. It's Esau, which it states right here, the great red dragon. Verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. 7 heads is the 7 continents. The 10 horns is 10 powers upon the continents, and the crowns is the seven at this and 7 crowns, which is kingdoms upon the continents. So he ruled over each kingdom, but he had 10 points of power on all 7 continents. But here we go now, Revelation 13. I'm just giving the key points. The first beast, first Rome. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea of people, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This was the beast. Over here in Revelations 12 and 3, it says, talk about the dragon, a great red dragon, same people. Now you have a beast. You have the dragon and you have the beast. And I stood upon the sand, this is the first beast. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns. Now, the horns has crowns on top of them, so all those places of power, they have established kingdoms in those places of power. On the 7 continents, you got on the 7 continents, you got 10 kingdoms on those continents. And upon his heads the names of blasphemy. Names of blasphemy. This is where all the different countries in the world blaspheme the name of the creator. Everybody got their own God. The creator made the full earth. But all these other nations has blasphemed the creator and made gods of their own. That's why I said names of blasphemy. You can only blaspheme the creator. Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was the feet of a bear. I still believe and I don't know the facts to that point, but my point is this. The leopard was either England, or what is it? The British or the Englishman? One or the other. That's who I believe it is. And his beast was like was I saw like unto the leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. And I believe that was probably Russia, because they called the bear Russia. So I'm thinking that that was like portions of it as well. So that's my point of view. I never gave the facts on that, but that's my point of view from what I see here. But when I get to the second half, I know the facts to that. And it says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, meaning he had great authority speaking. But check it out in the end of 2. And the dragon, Greek, gave him, the beast, his power, his seat, and great authority. That's what I meant by he relinquished his power to Rome. The dragon gave the beast his power. He gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. And here go Christianity. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed after 56 years that I have proven. And I got in my information, but like I said, that'll be too long tonight. We have an hour and 46 minutes in. But if you go to history, it's in there. If you go to other places that I've shared, it's in there. I went and I shared the information. To death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all, there you go, and all the world wondered after the beast. All the world wondered after Rome. See that? Christianity, the movies and theaters, and money. That's the Roman Empire. Look at the television. Everything across the television, they got our attention. That's one thing. Besides the games, the Roman Empire. Remember the games and the gladiators? That was the games that they used to go see, the gladiators. Are you not entertained? Here we go. I say, are you not entertained? Let me go ahead and switch y'all up real quick. News gonna be going out soon. And there we go. Instagram. Now, but the whole point is the understanding of the times. People don't think about the time. They don't think about it. And this is the problem. They just look at stuff and think about, oh, this is the mark of the beast of the day. No, this is thing through time, everything is happening. And all the world wondered after the beast, the end of 3. Verse 4. And they worship the dragon, they worship Greek. Don't still do it today. They got sororities and fraternities. You know what I'm saying? And all the stuff all the stuff that all the other nation thing. This is where Rome has bruised and broken to pieces and subdued everything. You got Christmas, you got Thanksgiving, you got Halloween. All these things are different holidays and stuff from other different cultures. All that's a part of Rome. He break and bruised and subdued everything. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is like unto Rome? When you in Rome, you do what Romans do. Ain't that what they say? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. That's your Christianity. Blasphemy against the Creator by giving all the power and everything to Jesus. Right now, the whole world is Jesus, 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 Jesus. And like I said, go to get you a 1611 Bible. You see the word Isus. You don't hear nobody saying Isus, 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 Isus. I see Isus in my mind. You don't see that. But the image, right now, it ain't even got to the image. It's just talking about have a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. That's Christianity itself, because they ain't even made an image yet. The image is coming up in the second beast, New Rome. That's after you get the Pope. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. You have to follow the times and understand what's going on. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. I think those were the Crusaders going around 42 months, and they was going around making people accept Christianity because Alexander the Greek was going around just conquering. They was going around just conquering the world. They conquered all, and then when they relinquished their power over to Rome. Now Rome is set up, and now they have Christianity. This way they got the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. That was made up by the bishops. I got history on that. See what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about, the whole world, but you're only going by what they put in your face. This is the precepts of men that they put in the people's face, and they going by whatever they say, and the whole world is going a whoring after Christianity, after Rome. Verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against you. See that? And blasphemy against the Creator. Christianity, y'all. To blaspheme his name, the Creator's name, which is his law. The Creator's name is his law. And his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. See, this is where we're coming back to. I told you we're going to be in gates of heaven once we get to a certain point. Verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints. That's what happened with us. They made war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds. See, not only the saints, which was the heads at one time, over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That means they took over the whole earth. The beast. And all that dwell upon, see there, verse 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Who is him? The beast, whose names are not written in the book of life. Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundations of the world. The Lamb is us. We were slain. Why? Because we don't know who we are. We are the Lamb. We are the children of the Most High. Israel and Judah. We are the slain. We're the ones who don't know who we are. We're just waking up to know who we are in the latter days, as we read a little earlier. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Tribunals is going on right now, whether people know it or not. It's things that didn't happen that the world don't know about. Only the wise and the conscious know information that I'm talking about. Some of y'all may know it. Many people don't. That didn't happen with the thing. Y'all heard of adrenochrome? Y'all heard of Pizzagate? It's a lot of stuff that didn't happen that they didn't got judged for, that people don't. This going on right here. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Did y'all know about them underground cabins and stuff under the earth? Under all the major cities? Did y'all know about that? I may be talking a little bit too much, but did you know? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. I ain't even breaking it down. I'm just kind of reading through it. Now, the second beast, verse 11. This is New Rome. Now comes the Pope. Now comes the United States. Oh, how you know it's the United States? I'm going to show you. Verse 11. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up, another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb. As a like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. It's another beast coming out the earth. Remember the seven? Now you got another individual beast coming up. And it had two horns like a lamb. Lamb means to be young. It's not a ram, but a lamb. It had two horns. Guess what those horns is? Republican and Democrat. Democrat and Republican. And guess what? And spake as a dragon. Whichever one won, the world listened. Whichever one won, the world listened. They listened to Obama. They listened to the Bushes. They listened to Biden, even though he wasn't nowhere in office. And they're listening to Trump right now, too, ain't they? The whole world listening to them, ain't they? Two horns. But all of them been of the same body, though. See what I'm saying? Two horns, but the same body. The only ones that wasn't connected to all those different presidents, as far as I know, Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy, and Trump. They're the only ones who are not part family members of both horns, Republican or Democrat. They're the only three that I know that's not connected to them in the family bloodline, as far as I know. But 12. And he exercised, check it out, and he exercises all the power of the first beast. You see that? The first beast from 1 to 10. The first beast. He ain't said nothing about the dragon. The first beast. And he exercised, let's say, and he exercised all the power of the first beast. Christianity. God the Father, God the Son, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Before him, and causes the earth and them that which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Christianity. That did what? Whose deadly wound was healed. Christianity. That's the deadly wound that was healed because it was the Aryans fighting, well, not fighting, but they was tussling. And this is going to be a later time. I can't go over it tonight, but I'm just going to share it with you real quick. For 56 years, these two was going at it until they edged out the Aryans. I don't know if they killed them off or what they did, but they edged out the Aryans, and this is where Christianity grew. That's the deadly wound that was healed. That's why you have Christianity today. First beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell in to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Verse 13. And say, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Hiroshima, the atomic bomb. Also, you have missiles. You have missiles. You have tanks. You have planes, cinemas. All this stuff is fire coming down from the earth, coming down onto the earth, from heaven to the earth in the sight of men. 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. What did they do about going to the moon? Ain't that a miracle that everybody thought that everybody deceived them? They went to the moon. They never went to the moon. They lied. All kinds of stuff they've been lying about. They using television. Remember I was telling you about them using movies and stuff? See, I give you facts and give you something to think about to understand what's going on. Saying to them, well, here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. This is your image coming up. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they shall make an image. Now comes your Jesus. All this blasphemy and everything else, this is when you had the 1611 Bible and everything else before that. Bringing it all the way up to now, to the saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. The beast is the Roman Empire. The image to the Roman Empire is Jesus. That's the image that they made, which had the wound by a sword and did live. What was the wound? Christianity. And how did it live? They got rid of the Aryans, and Christianity became what it is today. In the name of Jesus. 15. And he had power to give life. See, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. How many people say Jesus is alive today? That image is alive today in the minds of many people. And they swear that he's for real. They swear he's real for real so bad that they have images of him. They really think that he's really alive. That he came and did, oh, I saw Jesus. No, you probably saw an angel. You probably seen a figure that the Creator sent to you, and you think it's Jesus. The Father probably sent angels to you, celestial angels, that is. And you've seen that, and the first thing you think of is Jesus because of what they tell you here in the book. But the Father probably sent you an angel to help you in one way or another, and in your mind, because of what you've been taught, Oh, that was Jesus. There you go. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. How do we speak? Through the New Testament. And I say unto you, that's blasphemy against the created word. Right there, you start in Matthew chapter 5, starting at the 21st verse. You have heard of old time, such and such, but I say unto you, who is you to change the creator's word? You never heard none of the prophets say, but I say unto you. They say, thus saith Yah, thus saith the Lord. This is what the creator said. Thus saith. That's how you know they're speaking in the creator's name. But when you hear him say, you have heard of, no, it's blatant out disrespect. You have heard of old time. How you going to sit up and say the creator that spoke through from his mouth in the 10 commandments that he spoke, and he going to say you have heard from old time? That right there shows you, but people don't think that deep. That's the problem. They don't think that deep, and their mind is so. What did it tell you? Everybody that's going to whoring after whose name is not written in the book of life. It's telling you right there. But let's keep it moving on 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many that would not worship the image, Jesus, as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And they was doing that at one time. Now you're getting in today's time. And he causes all, both, who is he? The beast. Causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. That has happened and is coming. See, you got to understand, this all is a process of time. All this is a process of time. It ain't happened at one time. And just to let you know, since 1933, when they made the birth certificate, social security card, ID card, marriage certificate, and they changing the schooling from you learning what you're supposed to know, they done changed that to now you're going to be set up to go to jail. You're learning the basics to get out there and keep this world running like a well-oiled machine, or you're going to be set up to go to jail in order to be set up for that system. It's all set up. But the people can't see it. You're learning what the enemy is giving to you to keep you running this system like a well-run oil machine.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the people can't see. Because as long as you still just going along to get along, you ain't trying to study, you ain't trying to know, everything is laid out for you. Okay, this one supposed to do this one. Okay. Nobody sit back and say, wait a minute. Let me go out here. This is when the spirit deals with you. When you start looking in the book and the Father start opening your mind to see things and understand things by asking and praying, Father, show me and give me your way and let me understand it and allow me to see and allow me to accept. That's the key. Allow me to accept your way, Father, and he's going to show you. When he show you, you can't refute it. You might want to, but you can't refute it. You'll be like, okay, well, it's like they said, once you see it, you can't unsee it. But you can deny it if you want to, but you can't deny what you saw. You can deny, oh no, that ain't it, but it's in your mind now because the spirit is in you from looking at the book. But let's keep it moving. I'm going all the way to 18. We're going to end it. And it says, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. But the key is that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, which is coming on a mark in a situation, the info pet, which is the RFID chip that they now made into nanobots that they're putting under the skin. See, you got to understand, this system keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. Like the New World Order started in 1933. when they gave you birth certificate, social security card, ID card, and changed a few other things. And then they started vaccinating people, putting unknown chemicals inside the skin. And I used to think about that. The creator never, I used to think about that coming up. The creator never, why did we got to do this? We never did. Creator, we're going with what the system and society has taught us. And we ain't paying no attention. We're just going along because that's what they say. Flu shots and everything. They putting stuff in our bodies to kill to break our immune system down in many different ways. They doing all kinds of stuff. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Everybody else use your mind. We got to start thinking. Say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. The name of the beast is your name in all caps. Because the system has you a straw man in all caps. The number is your social security number. You can't buy or sell without either one of them. Some people are, well, it's the chip is the phone. You can put the phone down and keep walking anytime you want. He said, in your right hand or in your phone. That means that people, or you can think on this now, or you can have it in your phone, and you can put that phone down, and you can put that phone down, and you can leave from here and go to Timbuktu or wherever you can by putting that phone down. You ain't got the phone on you no more. It says it's
Right.
gonna be in your right hand or in your forehead, and it's gonna be certain point. They think it's because you're thinking about it. You have the number on you, but if you got money to pay to go somewhere and then just be secluded, unless they got something to track you down. But the last point right here, 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And that number is 603 score and six. Some people say there's 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. No, it ain't. It said a man. It ain't say the number of man. It said it's the number of a man. That man is Vicarious Philly D. Vicarious Philly D. Yeah, I think I got it. Want to have something around here. I can show something, some proof of some of
Mhm.
the information that I have. I want to show something. Let me show something. Okay, this Anglos. Nope, no, not that. I already had him look that up already. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. I want to have something to show before we go. I just want to have something to show some facts. Now, this is my Wednesday night information. I mean, my Tuesday night information right here. Now I got this set to the side. Nope. See right here. Nah. I thought I had it. Nope, I didn't have it sitting to the side. I thought I was gonna have it. Nah, I was gonna show y'all 666 is, and all you gotta do is pull it up. Vicarious Philly D. That's the actual title of the Pope, and I don't have it on me. I thought I was gonna show y'all something. This is just other. Wait a minute. Let me see. I might have it in here. Just show a little something. Here we go. Bam. Thank you, Father. Y'all see that right there?
Yeah.
Vicarious Philly D. This is the name of the Pope. Vicarious Philly D, or representative of the Son of God, is a phrase first used in the forged medieval donation of Constantine to refer to Saint Peter, who is reared as the. Hold on. Just want to give you something. Vicar, the Son of God, or representative of the Son of God in English. Here is a more detailed explanation. Or I want to get down to the 666 though. Hold on. Don't have I ain't got it on me because I know I had it on me. Oh, This is historical interpretation. There you go. This historical interpretation identifies as the number 66. Let me make sure y'all can see that. See right there? Right there. Make sure y'all see that number. That's 666 right there. I'm going to read it right down real quick. This historical interpretation identifies the number 666 with the papal title Vicarius Filii, meaning Vicar of the Son of God. This phrase has been used by popes for centuries. Make sure y'all see that. Y'all can stop it, turn it around, look at it for yourself. Check it out. I told you I got proof on what I'm talking. When I say something, I know what I'm talking about. I've been knowing this here, and this was taught to me by the one that the creator sent me to back in 96, 97 when I learned this by the teacher that taught me. He taught me. See, I don't think that I know everything because I learned stuff from other people. But what I come to know when it comes to like the stuff that I read there about the image, the creator gave me that. The spirit gave me that. About the image. See, a lot of stuff I come across myself because the spirit gave it to me, but it's a lot of stuff I've learned as well. So I don't think I don't believe me, I don't try to think that, well, I'm the man. I think no, I'm the Christ. I'm no, nope, that ain't me. We all have a part of learning and sharing information with each other. We all have knowledge and information. So Vicarious Philly D. I learned that from my first teacher when I was in Mississippi called Rabbi R. Divine. That's how I know that. That's how I know the first Ilzus in 1611 Bible is actually from Ea, the Babylonian god, and Zeus, the Greek god. Two pagan gods that they combined the names, and then afterward they put a J at the I, and put a hook on the I, and made a J. That's where Jesus comes from, and the world is worshiping two pagan gods under the name of Jesus. Don't even realize it. I'm gonna end it right there. I'm just wanting to put some information out here. I'm glad that brother Gus asked a couple of questions for me to go on. So um I guess we'll call this tonight. What was that? Your what you say? Correct your status and the beast. I'm gonna put it like that. Correct your status and the beast. In the beast. That's what I'm probably call this tonight. Correct your status in the beast. Because that's what it all pertains to. This whole system is about the beast. But correcting your status, what you should be getting to. So the first part one, is more about correcting the status and getting ourselves getting on point. Excuse me. So that's what I'm gonna call this tonight. Correct your status and the beast. So right now we get ready to end it tonight. I'm glad Gus came in to listen to the little bit of information that I had to share. What came out, I always have to create to bring it up, and what comes up comes out. I'm thankful for what it does. Um, my man G1 didn't say too much tonight. But other than that, I'm just glad we're where we are. We'll be back tomorrow night with Mikael's knowledge of truth. That's tomorrow night. Whatever the Father gonna bring at that time is wide open. Whatever He allows us to have at that time. But right now, just wanted to share that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 to 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be, waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This is prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Other than that, we get ready to smile out, not smile, we get ready to do the benediction. This is the prayer that the Creator told Moses to tell Aaron to put onto the children of Israel. And then we're going to do the smile, and then I'll let everybody know how to get back in contact with us on each night and the things and the platforms that we'll be on. So right now, we're going to do the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name, which is his law, upon the children of Israel, and I, Yah, will bless them. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Bakuto Violam, Vaed. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, plan to do. Allow us to take your word, accept your word, and keep your word. Let us accept it and let us retain it, that we will know your word and do your will in your way. We thank you and praise you. In your holy word we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you, Almighty. All right. And for anybody that's here or may come, if you like, you can always get in contact with me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Also, you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Ready? Excuse me. Um, If you'd like to connect with us on part one and part two, which is on the live on YouTube, and that's on Instagram and also Facebook, part one and part two, you'll first find us on YouTube at Juice Pro 33. That's YouTube at JUICEPRO 33. That's YouTube also at JUICEPRO 33. That's all together. Put that in your search engine. Please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. And connect. Let people know. And go back and go back and check some of the information on there. Also, that's on YouTube. That's under live. The part one and part two is on YouTube under live. And also is on Instagram. Part one and part two is on Instagram. My Instagram is Lakaim underscore the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. And also, last but not least, for part one and part two, excuse me. For part one and part two on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's Mikael Harris again, which is spelled MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's part one and part two for those. Now, if you'd like to check us out on the full version you catch us on YouTube again, which is under video. The full version is under video on YouTube. The part one and part two is under live. So the full version is under video, which is still JUICEPRO 33. That's JUICEPRO 33 all together. Like, subscribe, and share on there. Also, we're on X, formerly known as Twitter, for the full version. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, under Juice Pro 33 as well, which is JUICEPRO 33. That's JUICEPRO 33, right? Now, also, you can catch us on rumble.com. That's rumble.com, which is uh /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com /LKHYYM on the full version. And you can also catch us on patreon.com. That's patreon.com /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com /LKHYYM. And last but not least, if you like my TikTok is the same. One of my TikTok is the same as Instagram, which is at, in the search engine, at LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's underscore, I'm sorry, that's at LKHYYM_THEJUICE. And last but not least, on TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris. This is my other TikTok, which is at sign in the search engine, MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's at sign in the search engine, MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Now, if you like to catch us on Zoom, you can always get us on Zoom. And the nights we're on is on, like tonight, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. on Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth is open conversation on Sundays at 9, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. On Mondays, we at Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth, which will be tomorrow night. Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth at 9 p.m. on Monday nights. If you'd like to connect with us on there. And on Tuesday, which is private. This is private Zoom meetings, and it's for the private. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, just text me your name, number, email. Text me your name, number, email, and say you want to be part of the private Zoom meeting, and then I will put you in my calendar and it will come up in your email, and you just have to fill out the NDA and send it back. But other than that, the private is on Tuesday, which is Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. That's on Tuesdays. And last but not least, on the Sabbath day is the Sabbath, which is Assembly of the Righteous. That's Assembly of the Righteous. Oh, I forgot. Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Is at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And the Assembly of the Sabbath, or the Sabbath of the Righteous, is at 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening, the end of the morning at noonday on the Sabbath day. So other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I thank you, G1. I thank you, Gus. I thank everybody for coming, and also anybody that's on Instagram and also on YouTube Live. I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I appreciate love you. And we're going to say bye first to Instagram over here, or just Facebook, Instagram up there. I'll see you later. Love you. Appreciate love you and always. Peace. Well, Gus, I know you ready to go, bro. And G1, we're gonna talk a little later. About to get up and pull out myself. So I'm gonna let y'all go right now. We'll talk soon. Hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow night. If not, I hope to see you when I see you over there on Zoom. And love you. Appreciate love you. I think G1 ain't said in a while, so he might be asleep. Other than that, peace.